welcome in, guys. Welcome to the Boneyard Podcast. This week we got a full house. We got some new names and we got some new names in here today, and I am excited to greet them in. We have I Saw a Bear, brand new guest, Dion Khan, Godly Force, and you guys already all know Legendary. He's old school now, whatever for that guy. But I'm super excited to have these guys in here, and I'll let them introduce a little bit more about themselves, a little bit more in depth. Yeah, we can go ahead and start with Legendary. Go ahead.
Hey, the usual, the regular. I'm HL Legendary. I am playing Warden this war in War 131. I'm a turncoat again. But yeah, always a pleasure to be regular. Catch me on your YouTube feed. I am Legendary ZA on YouTube. That's me.
Hey guys, I Saw a Bear. Probably, I think it's fair to say, longest playing vet in the game, maybe? I don't know. I haven't actually sought official confirmation, but no one's challenged me on it so far. If you've never read any of the game patch notes, I'm probably why. And I say that also to the developers. I know some of them don't actually read the patch notes sometimes when they come out. They just go to my videos. So yeah, that's me.
Hey, Dion Connex, you probably have seen me while you're scrolling past YouTube Shorts or TikTok and think, oh yeah, it's that guy. But I mean, usually Warden, I wouldn't call it this war because short war and yeah, 18th mag, all that fun stuff.
Last but not least,
Hey, Godly Force. I'm a Colonial Vet. Been playing since 100. Started at Seeds Twins base in Fairmore there, and been hooked ever since. And it's nice to be on the podcast.
yeah, dude. Well, I'm your host. You guys probably already all know me being in here. I'm Big Bear Berg. I host the Boneyard Podcast. I love just pulling in random vets, people that love the game as much as me, and just picking their brains apart and frying a few of them. I'm looking at you, Legendary. Yeah, so, man, big week. Big week. We got a lot of juicy stuff, and I know I'm not the only excited one in this call for that sweet, succulent Airborne dev release. Finally. Yeah, amen, brother. Amen. So the first question I had for the group here, because this is what's eating me alive, and I know it's the community feels this. What is the number one thing you want to see in this release? What do you want answered in this dev showing to us? What do you want answered out of Airborne? Because I'm very interested to see what you guys think.
I suppose saying planes is not a fair answer and a cop-out.
I mean, sure.
The Qs.
Qs, okay.
Qs and the borders, yes.
Ooh,
I have many
Yeah, I
questions.
don't know. I mean-
exactly.
I'm pretty sure we're going to get some really good content, and Vix and everything like that. But fixing the borders, fixing the Qs, that is probably priority for everybody in the game, to be honest with you.
But yeah.
Okay.
We'll have to see about that. I feel like that's less of a limitation on their development efforts and more a limitation on actual like server and networking infrastructure that may or may not be out of their hands. I'll go back since it's kind of a good time to bring it up, but people might have forgotten, but back a couple of years ago, local voice chat was removed from the game. Was anyone here when that happened?
Yeah.
Do you know why that happened?
Something with Vivox, right? The contract or whatever. I thought it was a contract with Vivox or something like that.
So it was the update where they increased the per region population count, and it actually exceeded Vivox's like total potential people communicating through Vivox at the same time. So then you could start hearing people like from other regions, from like across the map and stuff like that. I remember these glitches. Like I
Oh,
would still be
I
communicating
remember
with
that as
people in
well.
Lockmore when I teleported back to home region. So it was like literally breaking the game. So they removed it temporarily, reworked the network, and about a year later they reintroduced it. So it's like I would love if they increased the region cap or fix queues or whatever, but like it is so far beyond just what they can do in house that it's like,
Yeah.
yeah. So the fact that they even managed to get it back at all was amazing, but like it took them so long to do it. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it works out, but I mean, I would love for more people to be in more regions, but you know.
I was thinking more
Yeah.
of the idea of like planes themselves, like because I don't think this is I don't think it's a far-fetched idea to say like having a plane sit in the middle of the sky like a helicopter is not the best thing for immersion
Dude,
when you're waiting in
Right,
queue
right.
and
Hey,
stuff.
That would
So
be
it's
interesting
Bro.
for sure.
it would.
bro, what? Come on, pool party for the airplanes, baby, on the border?
Yes.
Come on! That'd be a
Oh,
ball,
man.
dude. I just,
And then
jumping
you
out of the
DC at the
plane.
border. What happens? Your plane
Yeah.
just drops to the ground, or what?
So, okay, that you now have answered into my thought on what I want answered. Is collision coming to the game? Because there was that little
Oh
sneak
god.
peek. So that's the craziest thing to me, because this is what in my eyes is the biggest step forward that this update could take us, is actually adding physics to the game. So we've already seen, if you guys remember, Argenti, Bayonet, Shadow Dancing, like they added to where you slowed down and like the shot precision is more it's more thorough now. But if you guys remember back in the day, you used to be able to zigzag through like absolute machine gun fire and bayonet 3 people. But they added
Classic
some.
shadow dancing.
Oh, of course. And so my thing is Michigan. That was okay. That's come
You
on.
need mods for that one, Michigan.
So, yeah, I'm sure there would be too. But point being, I think collision is kind of inevitable with a thing like planes, because if you just can have a plane fly, slam down into the dirt and drop, like that's not gonna make sense, right? That wouldn't,
Yeah.
it's gonna be super OP if that's the case. And so I
mean,
think physics.
you don't do damage with ships, but I mean, ships do collide with each other, so there's some amount of collision physics that are already, and like they'll actually like move each other around and stuff
yeah.
like that.
So you're saying I
Um,
won't be able to kamikaze?
See, but that's
That's
why
what I'm
I
saying.
feel like
That's what I
that's
was thinking
gotta
too.
be a thing. That's gotta
Man.
be a thing, dude. If I can't, fly in on my little shitty plane into the side of a boat, I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna be really sad. Just
Another thing as a naval plane I
I
have
will
to
say
worry about,
just-
just a random bomber.
I will say just be careful because we do have physics collision with other vehicles. We don't tend to think of them a lot because they tend to not happen a lot. But remember, if you drive a logi truck into a train wins. Or at least
that's
it
right. Yeah.
used to.
Yep.
Nowadays, you have to jump out. But back in the day, when Inferno just dropped and we got trains, there was no check whether or not there was a driver in the truck. It's like if you were anywhere near a train, your vehicle will just explode. That's just how it worked. And the same that mechanic is still in place now, but for smaller naval vessels versus large ships. So
yeah.
a Naki that surfaces underneath a barge, or maybe not a barge, but like a motorboat or a APC. That motorboat or APC just goes straight up.
Right.
So you think
I
it
think
could
it
be
will
the
probably
backwards?
Yeah.
Like if you hit something, you just kind of fiddle out. Because I've been in a DD and an APC hit me, and it just died. It combusted. So that I definitely see kind of where your brain's going with that. If you hit
do
something in a
remember-
plane,
yeah.
If you hit something with a plane, maybe your plane blows up. You don't do damage to that person, but your plane just takes damage, or hopefully doesn't do the instant kill. But they did say flying would be hard, so it better be cheap if it's that hard. I'm just saying, it better be cheap.
Actually, to bring it back to what we were hoping for Airborne update. Man, I hope there's at least a couple of training aircraft in the home region, because if there's not, it's gonna be a fucking disaster.
Oh my god. Dude, oh my god. And here's the other thing that we all pray for, but we know will never come. We can hit fucking tanks, we can shoot arty, we can hit hammers on metal, but goddamn, the hardest thing we got in the game is wood, baby. That shit is indestructible. That will be the number one KD killer in the game for planes, dude. I guarantee you, if we can fly low, planes will be snagging kills left and right, dude. Oh, dude, it'll be. I hope we can cut down trees. I pray we can, bro. Because if you put a landing strip in a wrong area, you got some inexperienced pilots. Better get a broom and a bucket, boy. Get a broom and a bucket. Scoop them
Wait
up.
for enemy partisans to just set up watchtowers all around enemy airfields.
That's so bad, dude.
Actually, no. Power posts, because those would be
Power
cheaper and smaller.
poles. Oh my, dude, the silo meta might come
we got
back.
Rumble traps.
The silo meta's coming back, boys. Set up the dildo forest around the airstrip.
I mean, hey,
It's even worse. It's like those rumble traps, isn't it?
I was,
like
I was about
they
to say
planted,
the Rommel's asparagus. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
It's gonna be
Oh
Callahan's
my
dildo,
god,
it's great.
dude.
Love it.
I mean, fuck, dude. I think, I hope all that is going to be answered in there. But the real things that I guess we wanted to see in Bone, like the big things, I want to know all the aircraft that we're getting. But more importantly to me, a thing that's killing me is we have no idea about what AA looks like. What do you guys think AA is going to look like in this game? Like, that's, to me, more important than the airplanes themselves, because Legendary brought this up the last time we talked about this. If you guys remember when fire was introduced in the game, there was a big fucking problem because there wasn't a way to deal with the fire on the other side. So...
Was that 1.0?
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
Yeah,
was it?
that was
No,
Inferno.
wasn't Inferno? Yeah, okay.
It was-
Yeah. It was 1.0.
Yeah.
I have
it
some
was 1.0.
predictions.
Oh, it was
I've
more
covered every
196,
update I know.
196, but yeah.
I thought it
Yeah,
was
I have
96
some-
too, but yeah.
I have some predictions on how I think AA is gonna be dealt with. So we're either gonna have just the regular like emplacements AA, maybe some like specialized upgrades from things like Falchions, Outlaws, or even like the little, probably more like the Dunes and like really cheap like ones, or none. There's nothing, and they got add. It's either gonna be we're gonna have some of it, or we're gonna have nothing first day.
I'm hoping for half-track
variant.
variant.
Yeah, a half-track variant would make a lot of sense, like those American quad machine gun ones. I
Yep.
feel like
Well,
there
then
has to
that'd
be
be a- that'd
AA,
be a
'cause I'm pretty
quality
sure
one
there was
more.
flak. Wasn't there flak in the announcement trailer? Like, didn't flak take down a bomber?
Yep,
or
I've
something
seen
in
some
the-
flak in the
Yeah,
video.
right.
Yeah, we know it's
that could've just
there.
been cosmetic.
But is that
Yeah.
AA AI, or is that
Oh,
are
yeah.
we getting
Right,
20
yeah,
mil? Because here's the thing, we already know of one AA emplacement of the game because it's in the description of the emplaced EMG of the Warden one.
Yeah.
That is they literally said it, and I guarantee you the colleague counterpart will be the exact same. The emplaced EMG will be a variation of AA. It's literally in the description, and if they let that fall through the cracks, that would be wild.
So one thing about AA I've been thinking about, like with the ships, they gave them direct and indirect. Maybe they'll give guns a mode for like direct and then AA fire with the
Yeah.
F button. Maybe
Kind of like what they do with
I
mortars
think that's a possibility.
on gunboats, gunboat style.
Yeah, I remember discussing the idea in my air suggestions video like a year ago or whatever. My only concern with that is like if you're able to shoot at aircraft in the air, that means the camera has to pan out really far. Are you just getting like free intel by sitting in one of those guns and going into AA mode and just being able to see like binocular distance or
Well,
more?
If there's a minimum distance, though, right? If there's a minimum distance, because remember, in a submarine, you can see out through the periscope and you can kind of do some weird top-down visual with APCs. but they did pretty decent in how when you're in a submarine and you have binos, you can only see like 50 feet, right? But when you're on top of the
Right.
submarine, you can see far. So what I'm thinking an easy fix for that is when you go up into the what I would call a panoramic view of AA, it would take you like when you click F, right? It would take you like at least 30 meters above, like let's say to the minimum distance a plane can go and up is what you can see. Like the bottom of your screen is cut
Right.
off there and then up, right? Because there's no need.
Okay, yeah.
They can fix it like that, I think. I would hope that
That
they
makes
can
sense.
kind of work that camera angle like that. But
Oh, I have a scuffs thing.
you know, here's my thing too. I like Germany in World War II and their shit that they did. I want a Flak 88. I would
Flak
really
vet-
like
Oh,
like my
thought-
fucking, you know, the
I thought you were gonna say what I
94.5,
just-
75. What's that? Like, can you imagine
I
just
thought you
in
were
a
gonna say-
75 just boom, dude? Like, oh,
well,
come
isn't that
on.
just basically the EAT?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
EAT
The
with the point straight up.
yeah,
Yeah.
the heavy EAT or the Raptura or the I call it the backbreaker, but the Starbreaker.
Right.
They're
yeah,
already
yeah.
if they're already in the game, like if those can't shoot up, I'm gonna be sad, dude. Like, come on, dude.
Well,
Let
it's
me
quite
learn.
possible with all the time they've had, they probably have created new
Well, here's the thing:
emplacements
you're
for
gonna shoot a
AA.
plane with a 94.5. With you're gonna shoot a plane with 94.5. That's the thing, now. I mean, that's kind
Dude,
of.
I just want to see whoever gets the first plane kill with an artillery piece by accident. Would be amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I got to. Now we have to like
Because
just
we all
build a
know
bunch
the
of
shells
artillery.
actually travel
Challenge
in an arc even if
accepted.
you can't see them.
Yeah, that's true. Dude, you better never hope to do it when an MLRS strike's going on. A big rocket strike missile going on, dude.
Oh, that would be so cool, though.
Oh, you're up there, dude. That would be the sickest sight ever. Okay.
In before players figure out that a line of people with mortars is actually just the best AA gun.
So I forget who talked. I think it was Karn. Yeah, I think my buddy Karn talked about it, and he told me he doesn't think they're going to be adding a bunch of like AA to boats. He thinks that mortars, the quad mortar on the back, is going to be the AA for the boat.
Oh,
Like-
gonna be like auto AA.
So so the
the
auto like boat killer when they're anchored, it's gonna kind of be that same ordeal because they do arc up, and all they have to add is a splash mechanic of sorts in the air. I don't know, because that's another interesting aspect because a lot of people are talking air to ground. I am thinking about air to naval a lot. That kind of
How many times have you watched Midway 2019?
yeah yeah. I mean, God, Midway. Oh, dude. And that's what I'm also thinking. Legendary already told me if we get torpedoes, like the torpedoes that's in the submarine now on dive bombers, Navy's dead, bro.
I mean, the concept was already for a that was for Warden though, like a torpedo bomber. Which, for one, if that is a thing, I'm glad I made Warden because
I mean, bro,
I would never touch a ship again if I was a colonial, if a torpedo bomber. But I mean, I'm sure there's gonna be maybe some kind of like equalizer or balance to it because, again, right, also for depending on how far in we travel, dry docks are just cooked. Like, dry docks are gonna be like prime targets off rip for like people that want to like do planes and naval with that if the defenses for A is like screwed up.
I talked to Legendary about this too, because he was worried about like backline factories and stuff, and like, you know, the massive. If you guys know who Knight is, they do BT factories. Like, they literally were printing 60 BTs a day. Like, that's gonna obviously be like they're gonna be singing zippity doo dah to bomb that every single day that they can. But my whole thing was they're going to have to go through so many lines of AA, and I truthfully believe the weather station will also have an availability to be a radar there will be so many QRF warning signs before they get back to those places, like dry docks included. Those are already one of the highest QRF areas in the game. I guarantee you they're not going to try to kill what little Logi players are left. They're not going to screw over Logi that hard or Facility Man that hard because they push for Facility to go that hard. They're going to have either a really early warning system with radar or
Well,
AI,
that's
AA.
gonna be your weather station. You know,
That's what
you're
I'm
gonna
saying.
want one in every hex, and it'll probably cover the whole hex and identify any enemy planes that do come in hex. You know, and then you'll get your QRF from your guys in chat or
Another
whatever.
thing to think about, you're not going to ever get bombed when there's bad weather, aka snowstorms. You can kind of fucking sit safe. I can almost guarantee it.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard
Rainstorms,
enough
winter.
It's hard enough not to run people over on the roads when you're driving a truck in a snowstorm. So I can't imagine trying to bomb something with a plane.
Yeah.
Tier 5 storms are brutal for sure.
I can't imagine you're going to be worried about air in general when it's weather. And I have a weird feeling, it's on my bingo card, that weather is getting a touch in this update as well. Because weather's kind of been... I talked about it 2 weeks ago, or a month ago. When's the last time you saw a real snowstorm that actually froze up the water between two massive parts where you could run across the ice? Because I hadn't seen that in wars.
And
It's
just
it's
not
been
too
a
long
while.
ago.
I think like 2 wars ago, I saw someone
Yeah,
post
2
a clip
wars
on
ago
Reddit
there
of
was
it,
something like
but,
that.
Like,
No way.
But before that,
Really?
but before that, when's the last time you saw it? You know what I mean? It's
I
so
was-
rare.
I was
outside
in
Airborne,
Westgate,
yeah.
and it was like in the teen wars somewhere around
But
in there.
you know what I'm saying? Like the dispersion in weather like that, they have to be adding weather, with weather being such a hazard on air. They don't have to, but that's my hunchback on it. I really feel like weather's getting a touch in this. I do feel like they're going to be changing the weather system, because I feel like planes cannot fly in that, and if planes are super strong the way I think they're going to be, that's going to be a real way to keep that shit in check. But I know the devs don't say they control the weather, but I call bullshit. But I don't know, bro. I swear they do, bro.
They got a button for it.
Slow down,
Like,
war
we need
button.
we need to
Click.
slow the war down.
Slow the war down. Click. Fucking 10 snowstorms. Fucking, I'm telling you, bro.
I will say this much. As Logi guy, having to rely on weather to defend your facility is not good for Logi players. My biggest fear, and maybe this is something that I really hope that devs will illustrate either in the stream or we get to test it ourselves. And my biggest fear is an arms race being won by whoever gets bombers first. I do think that bombers are going to be the big scary threat. Everything is going to be balanced around bombers. Everything. Absolutely. The fighters are going to be balanced around bombers. The roles that scouts are going to have is going to be like, scouts will probably be the ones that suss bombers out as they take off. Everything is going to be pivotal around the bomber.
Well, I mean, it's just like real life,
And
right? It's just like air superiority. You know, it's going to control the
It's
war.
literally everything. Everything that the devs are adding in the Airborne update is going to roll around the bomber. Because I classify bombers as a super weapon. It's like, this is a railstorm cannon level threat.
I would
Maybe
agree.
not one bomber, but
Maybe.
if you can launch one bomber, you're gonna launch like 3 or 4 of them. So my fear, my
Yeah, you
biggest
have
fear
to.
for the game, and this is something I hope the devs point out, is Collies take bombers before Wardens. They start printing their bombers. Their bombers are ready and they immediately take off the moment that they're ready. You load them in, you put fuel on them, and then you fly straight towards the Warden facilities that are still printing bomber chassis or bomber whatever, however it works, like bomber dry docks, whatever it is, right? And you take those out while the bombers are still printing, and now the Wardens don't have bombers again. Now they have to rebuild and they have to retry, and then bombers will probably take an excessive amount of time to print. And then you just keep sending it. You just keep sending bombers to deny the opposing side to have bombers. And then it just gets to the point where nothing gets printed on the opposing side. And, you know, remember, for every bomber that you kill on the opposing side, your team is probably printing another bomber. So it just becomes to the point where one side has enough stuff, and the stuff is strong enough to go and hit everything. Now, we didn't have this problem with battleships, and to a degree nukes. We saw a little bit of the nuke shenanigans in 126,
Because there's
but
choke points for
battleships
those.
yeah, because battleships are limited by terrain, choke point, and player involvement. You need at minimum 12 people to manage the battleship, but you probably have more along the lines of 30 to 40 players involved in moving the battleship to a safe position to actually do something, and then it's still limited by terrain. With bombers, it's like pilot, bombardier, spotter, maybe a machine gunner. That is enough to send a bomber into a backline and deny future bombers from being printed. And you just keep doing this, and the cycle repeats. Yeah.
That's why they got to implement my suggested idea from that video of new super weapon, 3x3 bunker flak tower.
So
yeah, well,
that's where I'm
you would
going
have
too.
to assume that they're going to tier it like they do boats. You get gunboats and whatever. They'll probably do AA with spy planes, and then they'll go up a tier to your fighters probably, and then they'll go up to your tier of bombers. So that way, before bombers
would
do
probably
come,
fit.
you'll
and
have
they
your
just-
AA set up in case a bombardment does come your way, probably.
So my whole
Yeah,
thing
actually,
with
that's a
that,
good point. Is like as long as fighters are first, then you will have some reasonable deterrence against bombers, unless all of
Bombers
your
will
pilots
be the
really
very
suck.
last tier in tech trees. I'm almost 100% sure about that.
So with my whole thing with that too, and the thing I keep harping on is like with battleships and nukes, right? There are choke points to it. You know where it's going to be, but there's no direct counter to a nuke, or there's no direct counter to a battleship other than naval assets themselves. There's no coastal gun cracking at battleships. There's no anti-nuke missile I can build. You can build AA and you can shoot down bombers with fighters. It's not going to be to the point like a battleship. In my opinion, there's no better king of the battlefield other than a submarine, which is the direct counterpart to it. But even like nukes and stuff, there are hard counters to a bomber, which would be radar towers, quick QRF with fighters. And like we're all saying in here as well, you gotta have you're gonna have to have AA in the game. And also,
Boy,
if you do what we also said earlier in the podcast too, like manned AA, I assume will have more effectiveness against these types of things as well, right? Like even if Raptures can shoot at a bomber, or the emplaced machine guns can shoot at these things, I imagine they're going to be a force multiplier on top of your AA. But again, I understand your fear, because if bombers like notoriously can fly above flak, and well, Dion,
Oh, yeah, we got a disconnect here.
welcome back.
There he is.
Now I feel
Welcome
silly.
back.
All right, now.
But no, you're fine. Oh, you're a little laggy. You good?
Chicken sings.
I don't know if he's okay. He sounds a little laggy there. You good, buddy?
You with us, Dion?
I don't know either.
Okay,
I don't
you're
know
back.
We
either.
can hear you. You're
He's
good.
back.
Oh.
He's back.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
But yeah,
You're,
man.
Okay, I have no idea what happened.
This
it's all good.
This update is flipping this game upside down because we're talking about the bombers flying over. You realize we are gonna have forward airfields with just strictly fighters to
Yeah.
respond to any approaching. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
I mean, again, we're all speculating, right? And I like the speculation he's going with too. Is if this bomber is, that good. I mean, we did eventually make bombers that could fly above most flak at the World War II era, and if our bombers are here's the other asymmetry. Our bombers can go in elevation, because now elevation might even be, or your gas tanks might be where they go asymmetry. Or I get to carry more bombs. You're heavier, you can go lower, but you can carry more bombs. We're lighter, have there's a lot of ways they can go with that, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of things we don't know. But in speculation, I do validate your point, and I see what you're saying. If I can go bomb your factories without you getting to fucking fight back, I hope they don't have the balance in that bad a regard. You know what I mean?
Hey,
But it's a valid
Legendary, I got
Yeah.
a question for you.
Well, that's what Dev Branch is gonna be for.
Amen. Give us like a month and a half, 2
I'm
months, please.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Please. And don't give us
Honestly, even
boxes.
just like a solid. Honestly, even just like a solid 2 weeks, I feel like is enough for most of the balance stuff to be at least discussed or mentioned. Because every time I'm in Dev Branch, it's usually a few days after it releases, and it's just like empty. And so I'm like, okay, I guess everyone's tested everything already. All the number crunchers who are just like on it 24/7 are just like, yep. 12 hours later, we figured everything out. Like they're
I feel like this
incredible,
is
but
going to
like,
be
holy
too
shit, guys,
big.
slow the hell down a
I
little.
feel like it's going to be too big. I really do feel like this one is going to be like, I think it's going to be bigger than anything we've ever seen. Like, genuinely, I feel like this is going to be larger
awesome.
than we've ever seen update-wise.
This
I really
update
do.
is going to turn everything on its head. Everything is not going to be bland anymore. You're going to have to rethink your strategies. You're going to have to rethink your builds. It's going to be. I'm very much looking forward to it. Legendary, as a Logi player, as a Logi regiment, have you guys started considering the fact of, airdrop Logi? If that might be a thing in the game?
Berlin airlift,
So-
let's go.
Yeah.
Oh my
Ah.
god, come on. Silver will live.
It would be really cool, but I think, as you guys are saying, they're adding a lot to the game, and I think that being able to like move Logi directly into a front line or like a partisan base or something like that would require another sort of layer to making the game more complicated. It would be cool. Don't get me wrong. I would love to like shove a shipping container out of the back of a plane and like drop it, within a perimeter of a new base that's being built up, or have one of those like epic last stands like Alet's Bite in the last war that we just played, where completely surrounded, completely cut off on the ground, one partisans literally cutting all the Logi lines in, ships blockading the seaport. There was no way for Logi to get in, and then you just fly a transport plane of some kind and drop a shipping container dead smack into like the final resistance fighters, and that just holds it out longer. That would be awesome. I
Literally,
would love to
Battle
see
of the
that.
Bulge, dude. Literal Battle of
Yeah,
the Bulge.
literally.
Yep.
It's going to happen, boys.
Yeah,
We hope.
I would love to, or even like that fantasy like blockade running, like we'll send some bombers to distract all the Warden fighters, and then they go and go shoot down the bombers that are just decoying, and then you sneak one transport plane flying low through the lines, and drop off some containers and then pitch away. I think that would be awesome.
That'll be a
just the
very
aesthetic
awesome
behind it, just the
mechanic to the game.
gameplay would be awesome.
What will actually happen is the bomber just
Yeah.
crashes into the town hall, and pilot survives, supplies survive, and it's like, well, we lost the bomber, but supplies are here, so
Right.
We got
I-
shirts
I
and
gotta-
bomas, baby. Shirts and bomas. Fuck.
Yep. I got a bit of a question for everyone.
Ooh.
Whether you've seen it in the trailer or not, what type of aircraft would you like to see them implement? Because I have a very specific answer for this.
I got
want
it.
to hear other people's. Okay,
got it.
what is it, Berg?
I want a PPSH or a Dusk plane. There is a World War II.
Is that the one where they just had a bunch of submachine guns pointing straight
Look,
down?
hold on. It's right here. I have it right here. I've done it in every podcast. Oh, it messed up the whole stream. Anyway.
Oh, fucking rip.
It's fine. It's all good. All good. We fixed it. Anyway, yes, dude. So my idea for this plane would to get a cargo plane, strap 71 Dusk to the back of it, fly that bitch over a trench, and make paste, baby. Come on, dude. Let me have it in like super early in the war, and just have it be my strafe plane, dude, and just go right over trench lines and just mag dump And then for the wardens, give them like fiddlers or like altos. Do the same thing to the collie trench line. Mwah. Oh, it'd be delicious, dude. Come on. That's my meme, but I've said it for quite a few podcasts. I'm sticking to it. I think it'd be a funny gimmick to the game.
I'd like
That'd
to
be fair.
see. I'd like to see like a PBY Catalina. You know, we
Yeah.
have
Damn
so
it,
many.
that was gonna be my answer.
We have so many docks and everything all over the place, even your dry docks, you know, and you set up on an island or something and you just park your PBY next to it. You might have supplies on it.
I live for the day we can recreate the Call of Duty World at War mission Black Cats so
Oh my
badly. I want
God,
that to happen
no.
so bad. Here's the one piece
Oh.
that's missing for that though. When ships sink, everyone on board just dies instantly. I hate that. I want them to change it so ships actually sink slowly. People actually have to like swim out into the water and then they like drown because they want to just respawn and get it over with. But if ships actually sunk slowly and people had the chance to like get off of it, imagine like just like coming in with a Catalina type plane coming in rescuing people. That would be the coolest shit. But I
Okay.
know it's probably not going to happen anytime soon.
Can
but
I-
I want it so bad.
I want to do a number 2, but this one's actually a little bit more serious. So, the one that I actually really thought of last night that would be a really cool counterpart to the Collie dive bomber. So, the Collies we know are getting a dive bomber. Do you guys know what an HE-111 is?
Heard of it? Let me look.
So, the
Uh,
HE-111 is a strafe plane, and it has a big 75 millimeter in the fucking front of it. And so the Collies would get a dive bomber to do, you know, dive bombing things, put warheads on foreheads. But they would get an HE-111 and slap like maybe a 40 mil on the front of a plane and be able to go strafe, maybe even 68 or something, to go strafe some tank lines. I think that would actually be a pretty cool plane as a counterpart to the Collie dive bomber. I talked about that yesterday. What the hell keeps going on? I talked about that with my buddy yesterday, and he thought that'd be a cool add-on. I don't know. That was kind of a more serious one. I know the PPSH plane will not ever get added, but that one might. I think a strafer for the Wardens would be really cool since we get a dive bomber, at least for what we know.
So,
What about you?
Dion, what do you think? What would you
Dion.
like to add? Yeah.
I'm curious.
I was gonna even say, I think honestly, Big Bear probably answered for me, but I guess that kind of thing. But honestly, as much as I know, again, callers are getting, you know, the dive bombers, I do still want a Warden dive bomber or some kind, because yeah, I mean, yeah, we have like we have like torpedo bomber, all that kind of stuff, and actually, what I think would be very interesting to have is some kind of like heavy fighter, like I forgot what it was called. I forgot what they were called. Like something like American style, not American.
Like a
More like a,
P-47, kind of a heavier,
Yeah.
more
Yeah,
machine
like a
guns
P-
on
like
it.
a
That's the Lightning,
P-47.
right?
P-38
I think it's a
Lightnings.
P-47.
More,
Right,
you
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
want an interceptor, I guess, is what you're more
Yeah,
looking for?
yeah, more like an interceptor. Yeah, because again, fires are gonna be, I guarantee, like again, the first thing teched, and then when we get to bombers, it's gonna be around either when 150's tech or when battle tank's tech, right? It's gonna be around, or maybe after like battle tank tech, then we get bombers. Because here's the thing, right? Bombers, as much as like if y'all like the fantasies of like if it's done right, they're never gonna get too far into like you're not gonna unfortunately have like America like firebombing Japan or whatever in like Foxhole, because there's gonna be too many like just people around me QRFing it like more like 30% into like the actual thing when they actually see it. And if they do get that close, that's a skill issue in my opinion, like that you let that happen. But I don't know, that's just my
Well, here's
opinion.
something I want everybody to keep in mind too. When they dropped the Airborne first, they specifically said, "Don't worry, just because you don't see it doesn't mean your side won't be getting it as well." I remember them saying those exact words.
true.
So,
Yeah.
like, you know, you see a torpedo bomber on the Warden side, Collies might get one too, or you know, or if the
Vice
dive bomber
versa.
might be a variant of that or some shit like that. So,
Mhm.
I wouldn't worry too much about. I have faith in them. If they say they're going to do something, then. But they could just roll stuff out in later update,
That's
also.
true.
But I
Oh,
do
I have
remember
one quick
them
thing
saying
also.
that.
Yeah. So we also like about how like in the trailer like transport aircraft or they're doing like some Band of Brothers like
Some sky trains,
paradropping
man.
all that yeah
Hell yeah. Sky buses,
so
please.
these
Yeah.
sky buses, dude. So I have a question. How is that gonna? I have a question on how they're gonna be implemented. You think it's gonna be implemented as like everyone's on it, then they go and get out like a regular like just bus, or is it gonna be like a limited spawn point to where like you fly over it, you spawn into, you get out, or you prepare for that?
I would
'Cause,
say you'd load up at an airfield, like boys
Yeah.
get on
yeah,
in, and then we're going.
Yeah.
like would it be like a very 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 small
I,
long
I
hook or just
I mean, again, going back to the suggestion video I made a while back, I would love for there to be gliders to act as spawn points if they were to land. Even just
there you go. Yeah.
That's a
here's an
good
extra
idea.
20 shirts for your partisan op or whatever. Like, it can be destroyed with a couple of stickies, but like, if you land it in the forest and you manage to like, use the 20 shirts, that's a couple of logi trucks you've stopped or whatever. I think the devs do try to, maybe some people would say it's a detriment to the game, but I think they do try to have you go through that whole process. So I think you will be loading up in the back lines and then flying over top. Because it's not just, oh, we're going to put a gameplay mechanic so, you can raid back lines and stuff like that. We want to give you the experience of like all gathering together and then everyone dies because you got shot out of the air before you made it over the drop zone or whatever. Like, it's clear they've
Yeah.
over the years they've been willing to do stuff like that, so I think they'll be able to do it. I do worry about the border queues with that, but
Yeah.
so be it, I
So-
We'll see.
suppose.
I've
Go ahead, Legendary. I'll save my point.
I just wanted to add. I think we could have I feel like there's a middle ground where we can have best of both worlds, specifically on this point. I do think that the main gameplay experience that people are going to have, specifically when it comes to paradrops, is bring everyone on the plane, go to location, jump out, deploy, set up something, and then go do partisan work, go kill a tank or something like that. I don't think that aircraft themselves they're probably not going to be deployment points, because I know that there's quite a lot of like technicalities that have to do with that. So I don't think that a transport plane is probably going to be like mid flight and then you'll be able to deploy in it and grab gear and stuff, because that would mean you have to add a stockpile. Like how would it mechanically work if someone spawned into a transport
I don't
plane?
see
Would
him
they
having
just spawn with
stockpiles.
it? Would they spawn with a backpack? Would they need to like pull one out of the aircraft's like inventory, like a destroyer or something like that? So what could be super cool though, and this is something that I think that devs have slowly been working into the game, is this idea of not renovating, but innovating the partisan gameplay loop. I distinctly remember that about a year and a half ago, I think it was Max or Julian said on DevStream that they're really taking away a lot of the tools from partisans and they're hoping to reintroduce it. We might see that with Airborne, specifically when it comes to the medical tent, because the medical tent is
Ooh.
something that you can build without a CV,
Right.
but you could definitely take BMATs and like a crate or two of shirts with you when you do a paradrop. Like, it's nothing unless they put like a hard limit on you can't drop with crates or something. But hopefully you can. Like, we'll let devs figure that one out or display it. But specifically, bunch of paratroopers drop in the backline. They build a medical tent, and then all they need to do is allow the medical tent to hold soldier supplies, and then you just front load it with like 20 or 30 soldier supplies, and then you have a spawn point in the background, and then you can go do your cool partisan stuff. Like, you do a logi cut, you set up like a forward operating base, but just a medical tent somewhere in the backline, and then it comes down to a skill expression where you don't have regular logi supplies. You spawn out of a medical tent that you sort of like jury rigged in the backline somewhere, preferably out of intel. And now it comes down to how well you can survive on the supplies that you brought. And then if you establish a base or set things up properly, then at some point you could probably get like more defined logi in. whether that be through a transport plane or
Yeah.
a crate drop.
So you're
That would be-
telling
You don't
me?
need logi when you could just steal the enemies.
So you're telling me
Oh, yeah,
we're
you can just
dropping
do- yeah.
blood tenders in the back line. You're telling me we're
Yes,
dropping blood
yes.
tenders in the back
Here-
line.
Here's something
What
I'm
I'm
wondering
telling
with
you
all
is
of
that
this.
remember how Collies managed to sustain Silver Island with just the bodies of the wardens attacking them? Well, with Airborne, everywhere is going to be silver for the Collies.
Here's an interesting thing. So, airfields are going to be tiered, right? Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. Do you think it would be it's going to be possible to partisan in the back lines, let's say dig out a Tier 1 airfield, allowing you to fly in, land with supplies, so you can start building in the enemy back line,
LZ
and
X-ray.
then fortify that
Oh, that'd be
airstrip.
so
Well,
cool.
LZ
only
X-ray.
if
Hot
that
drop.
occurs.
Hot drop,
Here's
boys.
something else to consider.
Broken
They gave us cross world from west to east, right? What if they
Yep.
open up north to south?
No, dude, no.
No
Oh
way.
God.
No,
No
no, dude. Because all
What if
you'd have to
east
do.
west
No.
was like a testing ground, and they're
No,
like,
dude.
yep,
If
it
they
works.
did north to
north
south,
versus south now, baby.
no. Because, dude, you just be able to
I don't-
spawn bombers right into Calakai and right into.
Yeah,
No, dude.
I think that's a bit much.
No. No fucking
Okay,
chance.
Like, I'm-
We're talking about
listen,
Dev
listen.
Man here, boys.
Yeah,
Well,
but if
think
they
about it.
did, we
Think
would
about-
run.
Think about this.
No.
Think about this. Okay.
I need to
Why
look at the map
would
again.
why would you send a fighter to basically the Arctic to just go around and do that though? Why would you go
I
north
might
and
be
south to
willing
that?
to accept, like, if you look at the map, I might be willing to accept, like, the southwestern corner of Origin, or, like,
The fingers, though,
the
that would lose its
southeastern
benefit.
corner of Reaver's Path, and the opposite of that, but I wouldn't put it past those maps.
I
No,
just
that'd
don't
be
think
too
it's
strong.
gonna make any
It's
sense.
way too
What-
much of a direct route.
We're gonna find out.
There's no way.
I guess we will.
There's no way,
Just-
bro.
just
On
remember-
top of
Just
that,
remember the devs.
there's big discussion whether they're also going to add additional hexes, right? Because past major updates, they have added more land, right?
Please tell me everyone's seen that Reddit post of the new hexes.
Dude.
Yes,
saw
that
that. I
was
saw that.
hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
It took me so long. I don't know, Berg, if you can bring that up, but it took me so long
Yeah,
to
hold
realize
on.
that
Can you send me the
he
link
just
to it and I'll
rotated
put
the
it
other
in
map
there?
and called them
But-
some meme names.
I'm thinking the idea of more land is not a wild idea. I mean, you're probably going to have more land that's more wide open for airfields to be built and such, maybe in your back line. So maybe
I mean,
a few more hexes added.
More regions would help
Oh my
alleviate
God.
a little bit of
Okay,
like more players in the same war kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do
Hashtag
something
How-
shut down
funny.
Charlie server. Hashtag don't at me, bro.
But how do you? Okay, but realistically, where would you add them? Like, where would you physically put the hexes? Right? Would
Yeah.
you put them to the
In the
sides?
back
Would you elongate the map or?
I would elongate it north to south.
Just
that
stack them
spelling
all
with me?
north and
Yeah.
south. One long line up and down.
Maybe not stack them, but 5 each.
I
Five
would
each
need
and
the.
maybe that's too much, but 3 each maybe.
If you want me to show them that post,
Oh,
I
sorry,
can't.
quick-
You can't. I'd have you. Hold on.
Sorry.
Can you send me that post and then I'll pull it up because I can't like scroll the Foxhole Reddit as a browser source. So if you can send me the actual link to it, I'll bring it up.
Like
Sorry to interrupt you, but he wanted me to pull that. Yeah, just send me that Reddit
yeah.
link and I'll pull
Okay.
that up for everyone.
I just want to point
Yeah,
out one thing. Big Bear, in your chat, there's a guy called ZZ Patron 10 who just started chatting. This is the coolest guys to have. This is the coolest guy to have conversations with about Foxhole. Like, seriously, we need to get this guy on the podcast. Like, 07 to ZZ Patron, he has the most moderate and interesting conversations about Foxhole. I love talking to this guy on Reddit.
So
So,
there's the
Welcome to the stream.
yo, welcome in. We'll get you added.
you specifically go to the Eastern Ocean maps.
I don't know if I
I lose it
can.
every time.
Oh yeah, the fuck yeah. Yeah, those fucking the maps are funny as
Look,
shit.
Look,
can
all
you
I'm gonna
show
say
them?
is the only reason why I approve that map is the bottom rightmost hex that was added. That's all I'm gonna say. As a colonial, It
There you guys
brings me
go.
great
Bottom right,
inspiration.
Mega Airport? No, wait, Senatorial Goon Cave.
There you guys go.
Bottom right. corner.
Velian, Lore Dump, Theomaro's feet, the fingered, the balls,
The
Warden's home
fingered.
region. Yeah, these are
I
pretty
lose
funny.
it every time I get to the balls. I don't even know which island that is.
The other side's pretty funny too. Epic naval battle
Naki
spot.
Turn rate dis is a pretty good one too.
Oh my
Hello,
god.
LARP.
Nemesis variant.
I also just
They just added an X Nemesis variant. Fucking, oh my god. Oh
Jimmy
my.
Also,
Ward,
we
it
can't-
keeps making me think every time of I'm Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
Also, let's
Those
not
are
ignore
so
the
creepy.
fact that the actual home regions are in the map as well.
Yeah.
That's insane. Can
Yeah.
you imagine like a what if like
Oh.
Squid does a tap up on the Collie like home
So,
region? What
here-
like what happens then? He's just like,
here's a-
sorry,
You win
the war is on pause until this gets retapped.
That's so
Here's a
goofy,
blast
bro.
from the past for I don't know who was here during that time. I referenced it in a video a couple years back, but the Warden and Colonial home regions, when the player count was much smaller in the game, used to be on the same map. They were just inaccessible via like a dividing invisible wall. But they used to be on the same map. It was
Dude,
kind of crazy, actually.
You could assign your best shit talkers to just go talk to each other in home region and have a little rap battle through the invisible wall, dude. That's where the
I think
real
that's
Reddit
really
wars
in the
could.
way, but oh my god.
The real Reddit war could start there, boys. Oh baby. Oh yeah, dude.
God.
Now we're getting into the
It was
juice.
crazy.
Devs,
Well,
you better be
that-
taking notes. Come
that
on
brings
now.
up another interesting point, I guess. Like, so over time, the map has evolved and hexes have evolved. Do you think
Oh yeah.
with the update, some hexes will have to be upgraded in such a way, or like revamped a little bit for the Airborne? Do you think that's something they'll do too?
Dude, okay.
I don't think they'll necessarily
bro.
see any big changes, but I feel like a lot of the dead, like the corners close to the borders of some maps, especially the backline maps, will just be leveled, so an airfield will be easier to create.
Yep.
I don't even know if they're
Dude.
gonna do like worlds in placed airfields.
No,
just as a
they are
starting
though.
point or whatever. I
They
can't
are
remember.
though.
They say
Because
that?
well, yeah, if you looked in the concept art that they sent us last time, let me go pull that up actually.
Oh,
It actually
yeah,
says it actually says
World structure, right?
it says world structure airfield.
Right.
When you first see it. And what was that site that you told me to look up?
Stone Cradle, isn't it?
no,
The
no.
one that already has
Legendary?
airfields? Oh.
Legendary, what was that site that
Yeah.
has all the old pictures? No, you told me about it last time. It's where I could go see
Oh.
the bomber and stuff. Useless.
Oh, just
Useless.
the Foxhole blog? I
No,
don't know
you're
I don't
so
know what-
useless.
I don't know what website I referred to.
Useless.
He's
true.
getting, he's getting
I mean, that's
tired
why
and
I'm playing
cranky over
Warden.
there.
I think it's Pornhub.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! No, it was some fucking whatever. It doesn't matter now. I'll find it.
But yeah, I think they're just gonna take like already empty area and just place some airfields there, like north of Tyne in Speaking Woods is pretty empty from what I recall. Like that easy airfield location, or I don't know, west of Fallen Crown in Clan's Head.
There-
Like I don't think they're gonna modify the existing maps too much. I think they're just gonna use up some of the dead space, as it were.
There's a
for-
good spot
for
in
Pornhub.
Origin east of Finish, where there could be a good airfield right there. North of World Star also, there's like a mountain that kind of like encompasses flat land right there. I always see that
So-
spot as an airfield.
I am pulling up that photo now. It was a I remember it was a website and I actually used it again. Oh, come on. It doesn't actually do the I'm not going to be able to scroll down.
Well, actually, while you're sorting that out, I don't think Legendary. Did you say what aircraft you would love to see in Foxhole? Airborne? Any dream type of aircraft?
I'll be super honest. I'm not so keen in on like the historic like World War I, World War II airplanes. I kind of grew up on like F-16s and F-17s and F-18s.
Legendary
and
wants
that sort of
jets,
planes.
my
boys.
guy.
It's
It's my
confirmed.
guy, yeah.
He
No,
wants
no, no,
jets,
no,
boys.
But what I would like, and maybe this is a hot take. I know you guys love your different World War II planes. I actually don't want the devs to dip too much into them that I share with one of the other HVL regiment members, Zoltagash, who we yap a lot. I actually agree with what he says a lot. He kind of wants planes to be a little bit unrealistic and goofy. And I would really hope that the devs lean into the goofiness a little bit more for both sides. And clearly over the years, Wardens have built up the Warden sort of design has built up this identity, and the Colonials have a bit of an identity. I will say the Colonial one's a little bit more generic, like more generic.
We're getting
as
over
opposed to,
top
like,
airplanes
the
all
Warden one.
around.
Yeah. So I would love that theme to stick. But the one thing that I really like about like collie designs, specifically since I'm most likely going to be playing collie a lot in the Airborne update, is I really hope that we have an airplane that will probably be open top, but I would really like for just one of our planes. It doesn't need to be all of them. Just one of our planes having a tripod mount, because I feel like collies love tripod weapons. Like that's a key part of our mid game.
No, please. I already hate
like,
the ISG as is.
design philosophy.
You just broke
So
his
I
heart.
would
But it
really
got
just broke his
nerfed.
heart.
Just
Oh, don't do it.
I would really like to have a plane. I would really like to have a plane that doesn't have any weapon attached. You put a tripod weapon on it, and it's just a multi-purpose,
You guys,
interceptor, fighter, something.
Legendary, you realize you could just reveal all of the enemy intel by strapping one of those
Listening kit on
radio
there?
interceptors to it. Yeah, the listening kit on a plane. Just
I do that.
ping every single watchtower
Look,
in enemy territory.
Yeah, hey boys,
they
keep
do
an eye
this,
on the
if
map.
they-
I'm going
if-
around.
if they do this, I will save the devs 1 billion hours in development time, because now they don't need to make
Guys.
a radar plane and an MG plane and a 30mm plane and a bomber plane for the collies. Just make one generic multi-purpose plane, and its identity is literally what you strap on that tripod mount.
hey, they're
And of
not
course,
adding a
we can put the
tripod
banner
to a
on, and if
plane.
you do it, it magically puts the banner in the back.
They're not adding a tripod to
so-
a
so
plane
cool,
until
man.
they
Come
add a
on.
tripod to the tank ad, bro. I'm not buying into that, dude. I already asked for tripods to go on a lot more Collie Vics than the planes. All right, bro. I want them on Scorpions. I want them on Tankettes. Just tripod all of our shit. Come on. Give us ISGs
One-
everywhere.
We can have it all.
We'll actually have a use for that tripod factory, dude. We'll be able to actually have enough out there to use one full tripod factory out of Calicut. We'll just ship them out everywhere. We'll just have that thing
Look, all I'm
cranking
gonna say is-
24/7.
Look, all I'm gonna say is if you put the Velian flag on the tripod mount, it instead attaches to the back as a whole banner.
Oh my god, dude.
So you just fly around
So-
with like the
so
colonial,
onto
and
what
you just
you're,
fly into the
Can't
logy
wait-
towns and just
Can't wait
propaganda.
for
Be
the,
like, keep working those factory boys, keep making BMAS.
hey, listen.
Can't wait for the mod that
Absolute cinema.
replaces the flag with
Guys,
skill issue in big
guys.
bold font.
Dude, you know what? Hey, you can have your tripod as long as they get a Booker plane. How about that?
I'm fine. I think the book is perfectly balanced.
They get a Booker plane, boys. Says
So
the
on your
Logi
picture
man.
you have for the world spawn of the airfields.
Yeah, here
Will
I have
they
it up
will
there
they
now.
be tappable, right? So say
I
you get in the
assume.
back lines and you tap it, you could that's a way you could start flooding in supplies and men too.
Yeah.
That'll be a cool concept.
I mean, yeah, capturing airfields was like a big target for a lot of invasions and stuff, right?
Oh, hey, I've already talked about the Dusk plane, dude. That's already done, dusted. We already got that under the wraps. Don't worry about that. Now, a thing that I wanted to talk about earlier, you guys had a lot of brilliant ideas about it. And Legendary, I actually really liked the point you were talking about where you were talking about doing medical bunkers and stuff. But have you guys ever played Hell Let Loose? Any one of you guys
Briefly,
played
yeah.
that? So
I'm more
there
of a
is
squad person.
Okay, squad's also good. It just doesn't have the same mechanic. There's a certain mechanic that's in Hell Let Loose, that's called an airdrop spawn point, and what that does
Yep.
is it allows the commander to airdrop in a spawn point for his full team, and it's like a little bag of just spawns, and the enemy can literally come and like throw a grenade on it and kill it. It's very fragile, and you can go up to it and actually proxy it and not let people spawn on it. But what I really thought about too is we already have towables for vehicles, and you talked about getting gliders. I think it would be a really cool mechanic for an airdrop to happen, that's specifically designed for partisanship, for them to be able to paraglide a small bundle of, like, essentially a small bundle of logistics. So like maybe some rifles, very limited amount of shirts, and a very limited amount of like sticky grenades is probably what your best choice would be as a partisan to go kill shit into QRF. I think a paraglider that is small logistics capable would be a really cool thing that they could tow onto the back of those vehicles. But
Got the physics involved though.
I mean, imagine trying to taxi that on the runway and having to back up. Okay. So anyway, Trooper said that in chat, and I actually think that's a really cool idea in theory, is to have a small set of logistics behind you with a possible towable in the air. I don't know how that would obviously work, and they already said they struggled with towing physics, and it shows. Try to back up with a tow truck. It's not fun. But I do think it would be really cool if they would add gliders in. Not even if it wasn't for logistics. I think a spawn section would be a really cool idea for that. Now that would get you your initial, and you could also probably put a little bit of B mats to set a 1x1, and maybe a shovel to set a 1x1 for a medical bunker for longevity. But for an actual just partisan op, 2 to 3 hours or something like that, I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
I definitely think for longevity, being a more of a cancer rather than a cold, yeah, medical bunkers and start really growing out more and more would be really cool. And I think all of them are still very squashable, and fuck, wardens could probably even, or college would probably be able to even steal that glider and use it themselves, or just steal it, which would be cool. So it's just a thought I had, or something they could kill. That was something I wanted to talk about as a possible spawn point that could be dragged along with, or maybe even have one of the paratroopers sacrifice their kit to carry like something around, like one of those paratroopers used to have those little bags they droop from their feet with all their equipment in it.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're
I
called.
forgot like a leg
Yeah,
bag or whatever.
yeah. Have something like that. I think that would be really, really cool to add in, just to give some. Oh wait, no, legendary. He's right.
Well, I don't think I
You
don't think it
can't.
could be like man portable though.
You can't
but
build medical bunkers without an actual bunker down anymore.
Yeah, but you can build a medical tent. You can build
Oh, medical tents. Okay.
Functions exactly
Yeah,
the
Yeah,
same.
yeah. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
I was like
This
totally
actually
thinking about
reminds
that.
me.
Yeah. It's a good point
I'll
though.
bring us way
The only
back to
problem with the
like.
medical tent right now.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say the only limiting factor with the medical tent right now is you can't top load it with supplies. You have to like kill enemies and bring their bodies back. So they just need to add the ability to put shirts, even a limited amount of shirts, inside the medical tent, and then you have a spawn point. But yeah, bring us back, Bear. What was that?
Well, I was gonna say, like going back because I can. I think this was like update 0.9 or 10 is when they removed it, but you used to be able to build like these little pup tents, and they could act as a spawn point for you and you only. And I think they'd only spawn you once or twice. But you could build these. It was so jank back in the day, man. Like, the shit they had back in the day is just like absurd. But yeah, you'd just be able to build a tent anywhere in the game, and you could spawn from that tent once, twice, 5 times. I can't remember what it was. And you just get a rifle when you pop out of that tent.
Isn't that
and
an
then-
Anvil Empires? I haven't played.
It is an
I
anvil.
think they brought it back for Anvil
I
a
haven't-
little bit. It's not. It doesn't
I
function
haven't-
quite the same, but they do have a
Mhm.
similar thing.
I think
Yeah.
stuff like
No, fair
that, and I dare may even bring my hat out for the next comment.
Oh no,
I bring the hat out.
do it.
A hat?
I don't really have any props I can. I mean, I can
We
well
get into
wear the Elder Maxon jacket I have from
When we-
Fallout 4.
Hat.
I mean, this isn't even a
Yeah.
prop. He actually wears this, so he wears this out in public. Okay.
Oh wait a minute.
So it's not.
I
Okay.
forgot. I have my laser rifle right next to me. I just don't know if I can mount it back on the thing.
Oh my goodness.
All right, his prop's a lot cooler
Your
than
Anvil
mine.
hat?
His prop's a lot cooler. Oh, hello. Focus back in. All right. So, my idea here is.
Gun you got there.
Oh shit.
All right, his prop is a lot cooler than mine, guys. All right, it's a
That
lot
was for
cooler.
cosplay.
No, but my thought was here. Anvil is having a lot of mechanics tested on it while it's in, its phase of, testing and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. What if they are implementing, and why it's taking so long to mesh, and why they had to take a longer time to get this update out, was what if they're giving us a new engine?
Oh,
What if they're
A
giving
new
us a
engine.
new engine? What if they're giving
But, like,
us?
I wouldn't be
Unreal Engine
opposed.
5?
What if we're getting a little bit of bigger hexes? Maybe not no hexes, but what if we're getting quadrants of the game?
dude, I would love.
Chad, I'm gonna
that.
destroy Bear.
I would love
Hey,
that.
you can't destroy a tinfoil hat idea, okay? This is
I would-
conspiracy
I
to the
would
max.
I'm
love-
gonna destroy him, Chad.
I would
Don't worry.
love for them to be able to do that, but I don't know if it's mechanically possible just because Foxhole's been built on Unreal Engine, was it 4? I can't remember exactly what the number is, but it's been built and held together with duct tape and string on Unreal Engine. I believe it's 4.
That poor
And
hamster,
then
man.
Anvil's still on Unreal, but it's under a different server architecture that they made
Well,
specifically
here's the thing,
for
right?
Anvil.
To cut.
So
Hold
I
on,
don't
here's
know
the
if it
thing
really
about that.
translates one to one.
Hold on.
Again, I would love for it to happen, or even if they did Foxhole 2 at some point. But
I think it's possible for them to do it on Unreal because guess what? Squad, I'm going back to Squad, did the same thing. They were about Squad and Fox about the same, relatively same period out, and then Squad transferred their engine from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5. And it took them a while to do it, but they did do that. They did manage to put Unreal Engine 4 engine on the whole game and put it on Unreal 5.
How-
so the
now,
idea
how
that
long-
Foxhole can do the same thing.
How long have they had since they've announced Airborne till dev stream next
Before
Friday?
Enable.
Have they had?
Literally before Naval. That's what
They-
they made the comment of. Before Naval, they
well,
were
they've
working on Airborne.
commented on it.
Has it been
Yeah,
a year?
Well,
They said
we
they've
don't know
been
what
working.
what the capacity though.
Well, but I'm
They
saying
were
their
hinting at it,
comments,
but-
their comments exactly were in that update was they had been working on Airborne since before Naval. Now to the capacity of how many were working on it, what was being worked on, there's a lot of
Probably just
yeah.
it was
that's-
just Julian doodling planes in his spare time.
yeah.
It
I
is
mean,
a lot of
here's the thing
time
also-
to get
wait,
some
wait.
cool stuff done, gentlemen. That's a lot
And
of
here's the
time to
thing
get
also,
stuff
just
done.
because the trailer, I'm sorry, I kind of talked over you, Godly, but
No, you're good. I'm sorry too.
just because the trailer is announced, right? The trailer is just confirming that it's here, right? They have like a set thing for that. That means they were working on it before. They're obviously working on it before the trailer, before all that stuff. So it's not even like, oh, they were working on it for a year. They were gonna probably, I'm probably gonna say confidently at least 2 years, like something at least 2 years in the making.
Yeah.
That's what I probably come to say.
And
this
to
is
your
my
guys'
thing.
point, this is stuff I've talked with. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, the whole point of this is, I'm not saying this is coming. This is a literal tinfoil hat point. This isn't even going on my bingo card. This is way left field. This is way out of there. Do I think this is coming? More than likely not. Do I think this would be a massive curveball to the entire fucking game industry? Not industry, but to the entire community? Yeah, I think if they hit us with that on the 16th, bro, people would literally be like, oh my God, this is insane. Like, it would be a massive curveball. So I'm just saying, it's a left field idea. It's not really something to fuck around with, but yeah, it's just for funds.
Legendary is trying to kill you, bro. He's waiting to kill you.
See, this is
I'm ready
like
to kill you now.
Plotting right now.
I'm ready to kill you.
you can't kill something that's a joke, dude. You can make it funny.
Get your
That's
final
it.
point before I destroy you, Bear.
You're not destroying nothing.
I'm
Wait,
You're
gonna
what
not
is that,
destroy
destroying
you.
nothing.
Oh. Well, I'll
Anyway,
say
so here's
this,
the
like,
bullet.
oh, what's up?
No, Bear, please get your points in before I destroy
I was,
other
I was
Bear.
I was gonna mention, like, I think it's been with every major update. Like, I know the devs have like big ideas and would love to make this like an almost one-to-one perfect war simulator game to some degree, lesser or whatever. But I think every major update, even as someone who's been covering the game for literally going to be a decade this August, which is fucking insane to me. I think every major update, despite all my foreknowledge and time working on the update videos and talking with the devs leading up to the updates, being like, hey, what's, give me the patch notes so I can work on this. It's just like, they surprise me every time. Because first year or two of Foxhole, when everything
They're
was
mad
just like
lad.
a couple of maps or whatever, everyone was convinced, including the dev team, that like trenches are never going to be a thing. It's so much work to do terrain deformation. And then I haven't shared this story. Technically, I was told not to tell it, but it's been a few years, so I'll give you a little bit of something.
You signed it.
Hey, listen up. We got a little sneak peek in the
I
chat.
never signed an NDA.
Little sneak peek in
Then
the
you can
chat.
say
Breaking
it.
any
Then-
contract
Clip
or
it.
whatever.
Clip it.
And I was not the only one who's shown this. But it was one time, PAX 2017 or something like that, before the trench warfare update went in. They're like, we hired this guy, Casey, like a couple months ago. He fucking figured it out. He just like took his spare time and figured out terrain deformation. And then they just did a whole update around trench warfare. And that's where trenches and bunkers started from. And then going to the naval update, it's like, I remember I did a suggestion video on the naval update because they'd asked for feedback, and I'm just like, okay, well, naval is like non-existent really in the game. I would like for naval to be a thing. Here's my ideas. They implemented some, others they didn't. But I remember in that video, I'm just like, I think the biggest thing, or like the biggest ship they could possibly do is like a destroyer, because like battleships, that's way too many people, right? And then they went and fucking did it. So I'm just like, man, they keep like upping what I think is the upper limit of the game every time they do a major update. So I expect it to be similar for aircraft. Even the fact that aircraft are being added into a top-down shooter game is
Nuts.
still
That's
kind
nuts.
of crazy.
Yeah.
They did the same
It's-
thing
it's
with
nuts,
towing
right?
too, right? They said they could
Yeah,
never
it's
do
like towing.
towing,
Yeah.
and
It's never gonna work. The physics are too much. It goes crazy or whatever, and then they fucking did it. So it's just like they keep
Well,
defining
here's
the
the
player
thing
base
about
and our
development
and
teams.
themselves. So
Developer, they love to go and say, "Oh, it's not
Yeah,
possible."
they
and I
won't
mean,
tell
like-
you
a week
everything.
later, it's like,
And
yeah.
I mean, we all
Casey,
know
where the tunnels at?
Airborne is probably going to be a third of Airborne is probably going to be exploitable, glitchy, fucked up, or whatever. But we're all still going to fly planes and have a blast with it. It doesn't matter. Like,
So
yeah, like it's going to suck that shit's broken, but like,
is this you
gonna
confirming
play it,
that we're
fly,
getting
and
a
enjoy
tunnel update? Is this you confirming we're getting a tunnel update?
dude, I want tunnel and mountain warfare to be a thing
Oh,
so
tunnel
badly. Dude,
I'm just fucking with
like,
you.
It's an
Just
anvil.
imagine
It's
if-
an anvil.
Are you
Well,
saying we're
exactly,
going to
and
be able to clear
imagine-
trees for airfields now too?
Dude, I just want to fight in the sewers of
is an anvil.
Saltongrad. All right, I just.
Oh
wanna
my
live in the
God, dude.
sewers.
Just
Imagine
live,
sewers in urban maps. How
dude.
much
We'd have
more
to fight a boss, an
availability of
abandoned ward,
flanking-
the abandoned ward
Yeah.
rat, bro. We'd have to fight the
Yeah.
tunnel rat boss.
Giant rat.
Oh my God, dude! Please, devs, add a fucking giant tunnel rat down there.
So
If we can
good.
ever tunnel
Or
down
like,
there.
one of the suggestions I had was like tunnel warfare would be great because it'd be a way for you to dig tunnels under enemy defenses in the early war when you have nothing but mammons to like break concrete bunkers, to just undermine it by placing a bunch of explosives and blowing a front line open. Like, just give us more options. You don't have to like
Be so cool.
God
redo
forbid
whole mechanics.
broken
You
ground.
just gotta implement some new ones.
God forbid devastated ground already. Now we get mulched fucking dust particle filled with junk and shit. Oh my god. The builders that go
Yeah.
after that, though, would hate their lives. Do point, Legendary, please hold your point. This actually goes into a really good point that I was asked to say in this podcast from my buddy at Personal Devil. Small little ad that I really want added into the game that goes with building. I would really like when you pull up the build menu to place down the yard entrenchment or like the bunker placement. I wish that we would get a red and a green 3D view of what we're looking at on hills and stuff. It would be red to where we can't place stuff and would help us not have to micropixel stuff. I would really like
Yes.
a plane of green and red to where I can place and I can't place. That would help builders
Or-
so much understand their terrain
Yeah.
so
or
much
even
better.
If, like, even if just the section of like the four rope square when you're placing a bunker piece down, even if the part of the square that's clipping into unusable terrain, if just a part of the square turns red, that would help so much as well.
It would
Not
help
just anything, because like
everything as a builder.
there's
Sorry.
also so many times where it's just like I'm placing one of those connector trenches down, and it's just like, nope, terrain unsuitable. Oh, but I place it going the other way. Oh, terrain's fine suddenly. It's like, when?
Yeah, it
Doesn't
would
make
just.
sense.
I think
But
it would
yeah.
help builders understand. And please, Legendary, I really don't want. I want you to fucking destroy us all and feel your macho man minute. I'm really excited for you. But that being understood, though, I really do wish that would get added into the game. That would help builders that have to build every day, literally
Bro.
hours of their fucking time, because I've been in a fucking build where I've spent like 30 minutes in one area getting the pixel perfect placement, and it works in one specific spot and nowhere else. And
Can
it would help
we
so
just
much.
have a moment of silence for our builders, because if their life hasn't been shit so far, this Airborne is just going to take it to another level for those boys. So 07 to all you builder mates out there, man. I envy all of you. I mean, you guys are
To the insult
you guys are
follows.
in for it.
That was really funny.
Uh,
All right, Legendary,
Let me
smash! Fuck it. Get the Hulk
Okay.
symbol.
2 points. 2 points. Point number one. I don't know if you. I don't know if you can bring up the chats from. I don't know if it breaks everything, but can you open that image in your browser and then maybe show it?
What do you-
It's in the Boneyard. I don't know.
Legendary.
there's
Yes, hold on. Let me
so there's
let
an
me do
image
something.
that I shared.
Let me.
Just open it in a tab or something, and then
I'm just gotta save it, and then I'll open an
step
image.
I'll step through it. So
Just hold on. I can get the image up. Just give me a second
okay.
to do
So
it.
someone play the TikTok music.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
There you go.
While we're
It's
Oh,
up.
there we go.
It's up. It's up.
You
It's
mean
up.
Jeopardy?
See it?
Okay, so
Can everyone read that? I hope so. Is
So-
that read,
so
is that
this is
readable,
the-
Bear? Can you read that on the stream?
anyway,
Okay.
you don't need to read the whole. You don't need to read the whole thing, but I will paraphrase what it's saying. It's completely. This dude went on Reddit. He put on his tinfoil hat, and he was like, "Yeah, I think we're gonna get an R2 engine update. We're gonna get Unreal 5. We're gonna have all the stuff that's been implemented in at least all the like technical stuff that has been implemented in Anvil Empires into Foxhole. That's why it was delayed. Big brain like conspiracy theory thread. Basically, he just your vision that you just explained on stream. This Redditor went and posted about it, and
What an
it
idiot
generated a lot of
posting
hype.
that.
A lot of people were like, This guy got a lot of upvotes, a lot of conversations happening, a lot of discussion. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, you're cooking! This is a great idea. It must be. We're gonna have seamless border travel. We're gonna have unlocked regions, all these things." And then, the devs replied.
Oh,
Oh, they did. Wait, they did?
Unfortunately,
They replied to this
Alright,
post.
They
Hold
replied
on.
to this post.
Hold on.
So
This
they-
is stop.
Ripperonis.
This is more important than anything else. The devs talked to us, baby. We didn't have to guess. They came to us.
I've had it happen to me on my Reddit adventure.
I'm just
so far.
joking. Devs, I love you. I just like giving you a hard time, but that is
I
pretty
believe
funny.
it was Max
Where
who
did it
responded
say?
to me back in the day.
Yep. Yeah,
when is that?
I mean, I could regale the history of interactions becoming less frequent over the years. I don't want to because it's a lot of negativity, but let's just say that some people in the community took the ability to talk to the devs way too far in a public manner, and they're just like, well, we're not going to do this if
They
people
were
are
probably
just gonna feel
assholes
like
to
He is in that
Yeah,
clique,
basically.
legendary. He is one of the ones in the clique that I told you about. He's in that streamer.
What clique?
He's in the streamer dev cult clique, dude. I'm telling you. He's in it, and I wanted to be in it, and I'm not allowed in. He's in the dev cult clique. I'm telling. Clip it.
Can you show the response here? You got the response? On
Yeah.
the
Do you have
Reddit post?
the response?
Yeah,
Legendary?
let's
Oh,
see the response.
yeah.
Let's see the response.
Okay.
So not to keep your viewers hanging, but I did post the response. Unfortunately, the response to this big brain like conspiracy theory that we're getting R2 update and everything was who was it? Was it Julian or was it Max? Oh, it was Max, right?
Max, yeah.
Max Siege Camp Max replied saying, "You guys have a lot of faith in us, but unfortunately no." So sadly, I don't think we're gonna get an engine update.
He's lying.
However, that was point number one.
He's
He
lying.
doesn't have to tell us yes.
He's not lying.
Oh my God!
That's
What
just
a
a psyop.
what a
That-
what
that
a
was what
hard thing to crush him
Yeah.
with. I admire your faith, my child, but no, like.
He's
Dude, just
lying, bro.
absolutely
They don't gotta
crushed
say
his-
the
He
truth.
forgot the
He's
smirk
lying.
emoji at the end, man.
Yeah, he didn't leave the little psyop at the end to
Fuck
really
emoji.
keep him struggling, bro. That's what would have really
The
set it
psyop,
off.
dude.
The little
The psyop.
the
Yeah,
side
yeah.
face that he could have. Max, you got to work on your game there, bro. You got to fuck with us a little more. Keep us on edge.
Poor Max, dude. I wonder during all this time he's had to have like very little sleep. I assume
Max,
all
I
of the
love
guys,
you.
to be honest with you.
We all love you. Please come on the podcast
So-
sometime.
So
I'm
that,
desperate.
at least that's so at least that's point number one. That was point number one. Unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna get an engine update. But here's point number two. I think that Siege Camp is doubling down on hiring more talent to get us more updates that are going to be awesome. And I'm
Good.
kind of glad that I saw Bear sort of literally explain that trenches were not a thing, and then they hired the right guy, and then he just did it. So another thing happened during the infantry update midway through this year. They also added in, I don't know if he was new or maybe he just was at the forefront, but we literally on FOD, there was a message that went out that said, "Hey guys, we're testing hit registration. Could you guys come and shoot?" And
I
then
remember
they
shooting
did like
you.
a whole
That was
server
fun.
announcement. Everyone just
Yep,
kind of like
yep.
loaded in.
I
And
was
started shooting.
Oh,
Bear,
God,
were
I
you
hope
there?
Yeah, it was
so.
fun.
Didn't-
That
Bear, were you there?
I believe
for
Were you
For
there
which
for
one,
that
sorry?
test? Were you there for that test?
I don't think I was a part of that.
That they
I
just
mean,
it was
been a
on
while.
Dev Branch. It was the builder update.
it was
we
a
were
dev
literally
branch during the, yeah. It was the
I mean, I
yeah,
covered the
yeah.
update, but I also probably wasn't part of the test because I was probably working. Because devs work on Eastern Standard Time, and I'm not on Eastern Standard Time,
that makes sense.
so I missed a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I
So-
remember
so
being there
what-
though.
what
It was
ended up
really
happening
cool.
was- yeah, it was really cool. So just to fill people in, I guess, maybe for Bear as well. What the devs did is there was I wouldn't say like a newish dev, but this is one of like the devs that don't talk like because we interact with like a fair amount of devs on FOD. Like Quaftide talks a lot. Like he loves to interact. Sometimes Max jumps into like the voice channels to like debate people. But this was like a newer-ish dev. I actually can't remember exactly who it was, But he basically was like, "Hey guys, I'm the dude who like implemented an updated hit registration, and I need to run like a little bit of a test. I need like a whole bunch of people, like vets, new players, come log in." And what they did is they built like this like arena where it was just like concrete walls with like a couple of gates in it, and then like spawn points that was just filled with rifles and rifle ammo. And then they gradually added more weapons in like MGs and pistols and shotguns. And the idea was is they literally ran this test so that they could bench test all the new hit registration stuff that eventually rolled out with the builder update, which fixed a lot of like lingering problems with some of the older weapons that were just underperforming. That's why the popularity of like the Rocker shotguns and the Booker went like skyrocketed, because they literally just hired the right guy to fix hit registration. And now hit registration is relatively good. And obviously we are running with a bit of overblown balance in certain things, which I'm fairly sure they're probably going to roll back at some point.
Didn't that
But
guy work on like another game's
why
networking infrastructure too?
Exactly. I think that's what it was. I can't remember exactly what the story was, but all I remember was like a relatively new dev, or maybe it was a dev that probably worked in the background, and he came to the forefront. And he was like, "Hey guys, I'm running this test. I need some bodies. Load in, come shoot guns, and I'm going to be tracking everything." And then he made the server lag, and then he made the server super snappy, and he tested all these various conditions. And now we're at a point where hit registration is really good in the game. Like normally when you line up your like shot and you pull the trigger, it hits your target. Unfortunately, that has, like I said, it has resulted in some weapons overperforming a little bit. That'll probably be rolled back. But the key point that I'm trying to make with this is it seems like Siege Camp is targeting talent. Like it looks like they with this story of Casey and this guy now. This is two stories where I'm starting to see a pattern here, where Siege Camp is like looking for people to innovate with the engine that we have, and that's super exciting.
It's Unreal Engine, which also means like so many people are going to be familiar with it. And not to be too depressing at the moment, but I think everyone knows the games industry has seen a lot of layoffs, but that also means there's a lot of talent to go around for them to target specific people to make specific sections of the game.
Another man's trash is our game's treasure, baby.
Yeah.
Not even a joke.
Not trash.
Well, I'm meaning
but
like
yes.
another man's trash is our treasure. We think they're treasure, you know?
No, absolutely. So, I mean, it's a good time to be in the hiring and innovating space especially for Unreal Engine.
So, this is the point in the podcast where we've talked about Air. We've talked about a lot of stuff that we are super excited to see. This is probably one of my favorite things to talk about, and I really love to see people's innovative ideas. What do you guys want added into the game if something could be added into the game today?
Yeah, okay. So more like small scale stuff then, or
just if anything could be added that you think would make a massive or any kind of impact that you want. If there could be anything added into the game, what would you want added today?
Give Colonials a mid-game 40mm platform.
We already got it.
Well, they have the Wolfhound, and then you have the Hack.
You mean
and we have Tank at 30mm and ISG 30mm. Would that be a bad thing?
I just don't think it's much needed.
Necessarily.
I don't think it's bad. I think actually it was kind of eye-opening when the last Relic
War, yeah.
When
we had the trackers, it made a difference.
I think that was kind of interesting to see. But to be honest, when we had the 40mm, we kind of rolled like really hard, and I think it was kind of a imbalance or a tip and imbalance direction. I think the ISG is such a big gap, even though neutered, I call it 30mm compared to what it was. It's still a massive spike for us, dude.
Speaking of the 30mm, what was it exactly they did to the ISG recently? They
recently or the last nerf
they did a little nerf to the ISG just not too long ago.
They nerfed the reload time.
Was it the reload time? I think it was. I think that was it.
It was rate of fire.
It's reload time and rate of fire.
Yeah.
It was so that the ISG doesn't clap the foe breaker in duels. That's basically it.
Okay.
But yeah, in all honesty, I know a lot of people, including myself, like I was still stunned to know that the 40 mil push gun was MPFable. But the more I've talked about it and looked into it, like I don't really see a massive need for collies to have it. At the
It's a
point
good
when
gun.
we, oh, it really is. But
I
again,
love the Wolfhound. If I can steal one, baby, I'm happy,
of
man.
course. But like, put it this way, right? The ISG stays prevalent forever. That is literally used on the last day of the war. You will see ISGs being used. In some case where it's being used on a half track, on gunboats, on even infantry just planking tanks, shooting infantry because it's so cheap. It's really, I mean, ask Bear. He gets shot by them all the time.
True.
uh,
To be clear, I hate the ISG, but only because it's hit scan. If
Oh,
it
yeah.
took like a half second to travel from firing
need a
point to
buff.
target, I'd be totally fine with it. As long as I have a split second to dodge it, that's all I want. That's really all I want, man.
all right, if you get that split second, then I would like a split second to dodge from your EAT. Then we'll call it even.
Deal.
I fucking hate the EAT. That thing. I'm a tanker. That thing fucking sucks, dude. I hate those things. But yeah, dude. I don't know. I hear your point. It does kind of suck that they get an earlier push gun and they get an extra push gun than us. But again, I mean, I'm not gonna disvote your point, but to be honest, I don't think it's much needed. You know what I mean? As much as we want one, I don't think it's a need for us. In all honesty, and I honest to God think the idea where if we had the tankette get tripod instead, like literally take out all the tankette and literally just make it a tripod mount tankette, and then have the closed top and open top, you literally fix everything we struggle with in early game. I genuinely feel like a tankette with a tripod mount would be insanely strong, like possibly even OP, because that Typhoon versus a hack would make the hack borderline not useless, but it would very much put it in a hole. They would have
Would
to
you
start
take a tripod Argonaut?
That's the armored car, right?
the Jeep.
The Jeep.
Oh, the Jeep. Oh god.
I don't know, bro. That's
You will
weird.
find one dude managed to sneak a Jeep, like one of those motorcycles behind, or not, sorry, the motorcycles, but sneak one of those Argonauts behind a super heavy and just slowly kill it with a Typhoon or something. And there's nothing they
Hey,
can do
if you
because
can
they
kill a
can't
Chip it
super heavy
away.
tank with a
backwards.
bike.
Anyway, Dion, what do you think? What would you like on the game?
I'm very curious what Dion. He's a
Hmm.
warden tanker. I'm very curious.
Yeah,
to see
Dion's
what
like
you
a
want.
supreme
Oh,
tanker. I'd love to hear what Dion says.
I'm very curious.
Well, I've switched. We've switched more to naval, if anything. These past years. For
Navy
some
guy,
reason,
get
I
the
don't know.
fuck out! No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
No.
kidding. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome.
Dude, half the Reggie either is like, I want to do tanks only, or I want to do naval only. So it's like, oh, okay, well, I'm
Hey,
just gonna rename the regiment.
there's
Oh,
40
it's only
mil?
amphibious tank, obviously.
Bada bing, bada boom. Hey, there's
you go.
40 mil on the there's 40 mil on the boats, baby. Come on now. Or the 68s. I think there's 68s on the not Naki, the Warden frigate, right? I think there's 2 68s on, right?
Yeah, there's two.
Yeah, 2 68s on the
two?
frigate.
Oh yeah, they're actually, yeah. I don't
High
know.
velocity,
didn't think
too.
of that.
Yeah, those things are
But yeah.
nasty, dude.
I
I
know
watched.
because they destroy my APCs.
They'll fuck
Because
you
I'm an
up
real
APC
quick.
man. I love APCs.
I watched those
fucking
things
friggin'
kill
that's
3 BTs one time on a coastline. I watched a frigate
Oh, you
pull
have
up and
no
just
idea,
boom,
dude.
boom, 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 boom. I mean, dude, he tracked him first shot, and I was like, "Oh my god, that boat just got 3 BTs, dude!" And I think he ended up killing a super heavy by the end of the night. And we were like,
Okay, hang on.
we literally,
What does Dion actually want?
yeah,
what do
okay,
you want,
my
Dion?
bad, Dion.
That's a good. That's a good. Okay, this is going to be interesting, right? Because, and I'm gonna say this, I do have to like go in like 6 minutes, unfortunately. But surprisingly, never mind. I have one thing, and it involves the BTs. So, I think I remember. I heard stories. I need to confirm this about the BTs. Was there ever a point where the flood
40.
had 45 meter range?
40. It
Yeah.
was
Was that a
40,
thing?
Yes,
wasn't
that
it?
was a
It was 40.
It was 40 reader. I thought
I
it
think there
wasn't
was
45.
a version of it called the Ascension. Oh,
Yeah,
fuck,
the
I-
Ascension had
Not
40 meter
essentially.
range.
I think
Hmm.
The Ascension had 40 meter range.
Yeah,
I'm
I want that.
90%
I want
sure.
that.
But yes, there was a version of a Warden battle tank that had more range.
Yeah, I want that. Like that is the one thing. Because surprisingly, besides all that, I am actually pretty content
What?
with
Okay,
the
for the
majority.
sake of balance, what would you give up from a battle tank to have that ability?
That's a good
Like
point.
no secondary gun, no like machine gun coax or whatever.
Yeah, I don't need a machine gun. No secondary gun for that. You can
Alright,
get rid of the machine gun and make it a little bit slower. Make it like the same speed as a
BTB.
as
What?
Tallow?
Okay,
not even-
instead of
I don't know
slower, what
that.
about slower turret turn rate? Because then it would just
That's
be a
reasonable.
tank sniper. Actually, you know what? This sounds like a terrible idea.
This just
Yeah.
sounds like a BT. Literally, what it sounds like he wants is kind of the vice versa of what the colleges get with a BTD, is a longer range, heavier tank killer. Like this literally everything you sound like right now sounds like a BTD. And you know
Yeah,
what?
I mean,
That's actually perfect.
Bro.
40-meter range BT, but make it open top, dude. That's class.
make it open top.
Collie that bitch.
no,
That's
no,
funny.
captured colonial technology. They
Yeah.
captured the dude who invented open tops in abandoned Warden it.
Jesus, yeah.
No, that's
man,
a
I
cool
don't know
idea.
if I'd
I
want
really
that.
think the flamethrower BT you guys get really
nasty.
should get. I think it should get replaced, dude. I think they already have.
Replaced,
Well, with the Ascension, I really think you guys should get
Mm,
the
mm.
Ascension instead of the Warden Flame BT. Keep your base BT,
The
and then you could
Juggernaut, isn't it
do.
called?
Yeah, the
Ye-
jugs.
Yeah, I really think if I were to say where that would be placed, I would say you would lose your Flame BT and you'd get the Ascension. That would make the most sense to me because then both sides have like a tank killer BT,
Mm-hmm.
a base BT. One would be more suited towards PvE. One is direct for PvE, like anti-tank, right?
And here's the
Um,
thing involving
I think
this
that'd
real
be
quick.
cool.
So most people, in terms of tank, they actually consider like the jug, even with this like flamethrower or whatever. You can light up like safe houses and all that kind of stuff. But the jug is considered our tank killers. That the jug is considered like for BTs. That's considered like what you use to go head to head with like Cully BTs and like Cully, like let's say you want to fight a BTD for whatever reason for jug. You don't have a super, you use a juggernaut. Right, you don't use a regular flood for that because the regular flood's gonna get tracked like not 50% of the time you're fighting and then you're dead. You use a jug, and people don't even use a lot of the time people just don't even take the flame with them because 90% of the time you're not gonna even use a jug for its like purpose of like the flaming stuff. You're gonna just use it for just average killing other tanks and like just PvP. That's what you're gonna use it for. If you wanted to have like an actual if you wanted to have like actually PvE tank, you would just use, ironically, at least for us and the people we went with, you would just use the actual 75 millimeter on the flood. You have the 12-7 inventory. You just have like 2 to 3 75 mils constantly shooting at any PvE. It's gonna kill a AGG pretty quickly anyway. So it's just. I mean, you get a jug in to, again, fight other tanks. You have the regular flood to fight PvE. And if you really want to kill tanks, just get a super. Like, the Predator is... I used to hate the Predator. And then I used it, and I got like 20 kills. And it's like, oh my god, this thing's amazing. Like, this thing is
Balls multiplier.
insane.
Yeah. Balls multiplier.
So, oh my gosh, it's just... But, honestly, the one thing I would change with the actual... one last thing, the Predator. Can you like increase? Can you make it a little faster? Like not even like faster. Make it a little more maneuverable. Like it's a neutral steering. I think it's terrible to steer. I think it's terrible to steer with neutral steering. I hate it so much.
Every colleague
but-
just shrugged their eyebrows.
No comment.
No.
Absolutely no
I
comment.
have a
Mm.
hot take. Make the Pred and make the Ares destroy small doodads that get in its way. Like those little stone walls that block you from, like, you can't get past it with anything. I think it'd
Oh
be cool.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Instead
Okay,
of making
I
it
retract my
faster,
entire thing. I am fine with
make
that.
shit get out of its fucking way. I think that'd be
Okay,
so
so
cool.
Dion, let me
More-
ask you this, right? Because
Yeah.
as a collie,
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
I cry when you talk about super heavy balance. I really do.
Okay.
There's
I
a lot
think the
of
super
Poor
the super heavy
Aries, man.
stable.
I will tell you, the collie super heavy is very unliked. I would
It's
say
terrible.
by a good 80. Okay, so I would say 80% of the player base thinks the Ares is not in a
It's
good
a
place.
PVE tool, pretty much, and that's it.
Well, and when we
Yeah,
have
it
things
is.
like the Talos, it's really hard to, like, we have the better BT, the base BT, we have the Talos, we have the Lanier. PvE is not really where we're weak. You know what I'm saying? I really
But
struggle.
at the same time, it's where you guys. I mean, it's what you guys have. It's what you guys specialize in terms of that. Because
Yeah.
you're super aggressive anyway. You're a super aggressive like faction to have in terms of
Oh,
like
yeah.
just that. So it would fit that. At the same time, I still think the Ares. Now, don't get me wrong, right? Twin 75 mils. I almost
No
died
joke.
multiple times in a Predator like that. And from that, right? When I was fighting Finch in Luna Mercy, when it was like his like our Predator versus his 75 mil. The only reason I look back and I actually watched this, I watched the stream after. The only reason why I think we didn't like die is because one, an outlaw rushed in to cover the final shot and he ran out of ammo. He went in that fight with no ammo when we were like, and we got disabled at like one point. And so if we were not disabled and he was still in the fight, I don't know. I don't know how it would have went off. He had a pretty good chance of killing us as we did killing him. But again, I mean, I killed like 3 of his BTDs and like 2 of his BTs, so that's fine. But
So, like, my thing
that's all
is,
I gotta say.
it just feels out of place, in my opinion, to have our super heavy be. And the other thing is, I get the asymmetry. The Warden super heavy obviously feels like the god tank destroyer, which that's cool. I really like that they have their shtick. Their super heavies aren't unkillable. We have like bards that rush them, and we have ways to take out their armor, like their super heavy armor. But the problem is, like, in my opinion, the Ares doesn't add any super effect at all. There's no flash to a super heavy of the Akali super heavy, and like most people will tell you, you're going to be better off running a base BT, or if you're really poor, run a Talos. Like, yes, you lose 5 meters, but you also save 2 days of construction time. And I don't even know how many ass mats. You know what I mean? Like, it's really hard to sit there and, like, love on the Ares because it's not interesting, A, but B, there's a lot of tanks that are just going to really pick it apart. Every tank that shoots at a fucking Predator is going to get bitch smacked. It's not debatable.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to get bitch smacked. The Ares can get sniped very easy because of the way the turret sits on the actual chassis.
Yeah,
And
you gotta talk about 40-meter range. You have like 37-meter range,
it's
honestly.
yeah,
just from
and
that.
it really struggles. And the thing is, like, again, I don't think our super heavy should be a PvE tool, and if it is, it's not a good enough PvE tool to really justify the price or the coolness. Like, really, in my opinion, something I've thought about for the Ares that I think would be really badass for a super long time. Kind of steal a page from the Warden books. Finally, give the collies a super heavy or a heavy flamethrower. Give it 2 side, like, you know how the
Oh,
the
like
relic.
the sponsons on the
Yeah,
ships.
give it 2 work.
Yeah.
Give it 2 heavy flamethrowers, sponsons on the side of it. Make it and make them like 30 meters, 35 meters, and make it a PvE monster. Make it scary.
All I'm gonna say is thank
Oh,
you
boy.
for not just saying stat boost. I hate it when people. I mean, I understand why people do it, but I hate it when people are like, "This vehicle's not good enough. Just stat boost it. That'll make it better." I'm just like, dude, if you're gonna make complaints for the devs to take feedback in, do something crazy and creative. Don't
Well,
just say, "Oh, boost the stats, make it
I
better."
said it.
Like I was thinking for the Ares, it'd be kind of cool if drop a mortar to it.
Something
That'd
like
be kind of
that.
cool.
Give me a
that would also give you
360
PvP.
MG turret on it. That's what I'd like.
But think about it.
Mhm.
An Ares with a mortar. You fire flares, and suddenly you have a night fighting tank.
Okay,
kinda
that's a badass idea. I can't lie.
Right? It's
Okay,
like it doesn't
I do
throw
have
it
to go.
way out of balance. Anyone can bring a mortar, but you strap the mortar
Hey.
to that tank.
I
That's
just
cool as shit.
Dion, it was good having you, brother.
Oh, you
Yeah,
dipping
did you
out?
go?
Yeah, I got to dip out, fortunately. Yeah.
Well, we're
Hey,
only
thanks,
15
Dion.
minutes till I was gonna cut off anyway, so I really appreciate you, and honestly, I'm really glad to have you on here, and thank you,
No
dude.
problem.
Hope you had fun, dude.
Yeah, it was really great. Yeah, I liked it. All right, I'll see you later. I gotta go.
Have a
See
good
ya.
one, buddy.
See you
See
in
ya.
Airborne.
Oh,
Bye bye.
Peace, dude. Have fun playing at Talos.
Okay, so now we're at Godly, right? Who needs to say what they would want in the game tomorrow, if possible?
I suggested the 40 mil.
yeah.
Right. Okay. So who do we have left? Legendary.
So you two,
Yes.
it's you two left.
Yeah, you two. Yeah.
No
Alright,
one wants
fight
to
to the
do
death.
yet.
Because I'm gonna.
Oh,
I'm gonna,
all
I'm
right,
gonna,
fine.
I'm gonna give. I'm playing Warden this war, so I'm just gonna give Warden buffs. So I'm gonna kill both of these guys. So go for it.
You were gonna try.
I mean, you might find this surprising, but after having played the game for a decade, I have many ideas of what could be added into the game. But I'm just gonna pick one that I think would have the greatest change on any given war, and something I've always wanted to see is just different victory conditions for the wars.
Yes.
I think that is the biggest thing that might add staleness to the wars. Is just you're always gunning for 32 or whatever, however many towns get nuked, to win the game. What if it was instead? It's just like, how about you have to capture every or destroy every single enemy mass production facility? That would totally change how wars are played. Suddenly, certain towns would get way more attention than others. Suddenly, you wouldn't even have to capture towns. You would just have to do massive spearhead rushes of tanks or bomber raids or all of the above to destroy all of the, the mass production facilities. Or maybe it's like
Total
first to a
annihilation.
certain amount of casualties. Literally anything else other than, capture 32 of
Can
the
you
towns.
imagine?
And I'm not saying all of those would be equally fun or whatever, but they would be different and it would keep people interested.
Can you imagine a total annihilation war event? Like every VP, every town hall has to be a certain color. Dude.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
That would be
Or
insane.
hell, even just fewer victory points for a war here and there, like make it 28 or something, or whatever feasible number might be kind of interesting.
That's a
Just
really good idea,
anything to
actually.
make people value and think about the maps in different ways, or like, I don't know, coastline, like deny the enemy coastline maps. That would be kind of crazy.
That's actually
Again,
really
I'm just
interesting.
throwing
Seaports.
random ideas out there, but it'd be
Capture all
cool.
the seaports or something. Yeah.
That's actually a really
capture
cool
all
idea.
the seaports. Deny the enemy country from being able to trade with all of the other countries that exist off in the world somewhere, right? Like that would be kind of cool.
So good.
That's actually a really cool idea. I really would like, and
And it
especially
seem that hard to implement.
Yeah.
But I'm speaking from someone
Well-
who's modded Morrowind once, so.
I think something that would really be a good idea for that too, because a lot of people want Charlie to go away, and I really, that's never going to happen because of the financial decision that has been made. And I really think they should embrace the idea, especially what you just said. Wars like that, interesting wars, should not only happen on Able, but I think it should be an expected thing on Charlie. Short wars, crazy wars like that. That would make it kind of a quick match kind of ordeal versus Able is the main conquest, the original conquest. Because when people get bored of the conquest, guys, let's go over there and have a few wars on our break wars. That would be a really cool idea. I really I give a thumbs up on that one. I like that. That was really good. Destroy us. I want to hear it.
No, I want to change my. I had goofy ideas. I want to change my idea. I'm going to change my ideas completely now. I would really like for Charlie to stay a permanent short war server.
Mhm.
It runs for maximum 3 weeks, 4 weeks, but I really like I saw Bear's idea of adding in. I'm gonna pull a term from StarCraft: mutators to those short wars. If you don't know what a mutator is it's the same war, like same tools, same kit. 99% of it's still there, but just shift around either the conditions that the war is running in or change the victory conditions, because that's kind of how mutators work. And that would make it so that new players can kind of load in, have somewhat of the able experience, but also not get entirely bored with the grind. Like, for example, a mutator that they could add is literally the first faction to launch a nuke and destroy another town wins. That could be it. Maybe the other side just surrenders. Like,
and the opposite
like
of that is
Cove,
the
and then the opposite side surrenders. Yeah, that's it.
that was
or-
an example I was going to say is just the Age of Empires, which is the reverse of that. It's just like you have to build a certain structure and have it last for however many in-game days.
Monument
The
victory.
Wonder approach.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a
Or
fucking
to
giant
literally
bunker
be-
surrounding a statue of Callahan for the Wardens.
Yeah. Or how's about this? Abandoned Ward is the only victory point in the entire game.
Oh,
and
fuck.
you need to hold it for a whole. You need to but you need to get it to like tier 2 to upgrade it, and then you win. Like, it's just an entire cluster, like all the hexes converging into like Abandoned War. Weird, goofy ideas, but I think that would bring like a lot of life to the game, and it would get vets to like take a break
to
from
Charlie
Able
and
and
be
not
like,
do the same thing
yeah.
over, and go play in Charlie and
sure.
try out some of those goofy ideas. I think it'd be fun.
500 player queue,
But-
yeah. Mango into chat is totally right though. If
Absolutely,
it was just
absolutely.
Abandoned Ward.
Those are
yeah.
good
But
ideas.
if I could give my goofy
Oh,
answer as well.
Wait, Berg,
Barry,
your
you're
mic's
muted.
off.
Oh, sorry.
Something.
I was saying, but
There
you
you
say 500 player queue, but big brain move. Go every hex around it and cut it off.
Around it,
Hoi 4.
completely Hearts of
We're
Iron.
playing Hoi
Yeah.
4, baby.
Hoi 4
Fucking
moment.
cut it off. Or
That's
if
how
it
we
goes
train,
long enough.
That's how we train and condition players to stop waiting in queue and go to other regions. Make it all fighting for a single region.
Dude.
And see who can break the cycle first is who wins.
Who will break the rock? Oh my
Now
god.
you guys are throwing all these ideas around. I did have something that I've always thought about. So you got in bunkers, you have modifications like the kitchen and whatever, and then the piece they added in recently for like the winter, the
hearth?
thing that the hearth. If you read the description of it, it says it's also used as like a stove too. So like some type of food into the game.
Oh, no.
Like it'll give you a little buff, like a stamina buff or something.
Oh god.
Dude, that has been discussed since like day one of Foxhole's public alpha. Believe me, it's been.
I mean, look at all the farmland we have and shit. That would be cool.
So conspiracy theory.
Have a cookie
during Christmas holidays. One of the not Foxhole, Anvil Empire devs was streaming on Twitch, on his personal Twitch.
I think I know where.
And he said that someone in his chat asked him like, hey, like, where do you think the direction Foxhole's going to go after Airborne? Kind of like fishing for ideas. And he actually said that one of the ideas that they're playing with was this idea of bringing in the avatar system from Anvil Empires to Foxhole, where the avatar system is you have a additional layer of like soldier supplies that you need to make, but you pre-prepare it, and then what happens is you literally, when you spawn into the game world, instead of spawning in with like a dude with a pistol and a hammer and you shove it into the town base or relic base that you spawn in as, you instead spawn in with a complete kit. And that could be kind of cool as well, where they just like innovate gameplay loops that we're already used to, just making it a little bit more interesting. And as a fun fact, that entire avatar system the basis for it is built on the fact that the energy system is based on food. So we could be getting like stovetops, field kitchens, and things like that. That's where Logi players cook, literally. to make supplies
God.
that go into like
Literally.
underground fortresses or bunkers or airplanes.
Captures an enemy combatant, pats him on his shoulders. We're going to turn you into soup. Oh god.
Critically wounded soldier becomes
Ooh,
soldier supply.
I'm
Makes
gonna
all
make
makes
that
sense now.
blueberry into some cobbler, son. Shit, yeah.
Also, actually, wait a minute. Hold on, because Airborne is coming out. Are we finally gonna get the fucking like emplaced spotlights? Because I feel like we need emplaced spotlights.
Air
They've been
raids are
talked
gonna be
about
a
since
thing.
emplacements have been a thing. It's just like, isn't this the update to do that so we can
No,
spot
hey,
planes at night, but also direct it on the ground so we can look into
Very
the
good.
night with it?
Very
no,
good
dude,
idea,
no,
yeah.
no, no. It's not gonna be an emplacement. That's gonna be a garrison module for the AA. I guarantee you, that's gonna be a garrison
or
module for AA
or towable
AI.
at least.
It'll be an AA. It'll be the AI's AA. Like, you know how you turn lights on for bunkers, and the AI gets
Then
lights.
they'll just auto track planes coming their way, and then you can
And
actually
so,
focus on the
so-
shooting part.
So you'll get like a
Okay.
spotlight in the center, right? And then you build 4,
Yeah, yeah.
and then you have an AA block. You know what I'm saying? And the spotlight would trigger,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
all 4 AA. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, all right.
Something like that.
This idea of mine might be a little far fetched, but what I would also like to see with the Airborne is like the camo nets that you have in war.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
putting it over
That'd be
like your
cool.
octagons or your bases.
You'd only be able to see the camo net. You wouldn't actually be able to see what's under
right.
it, kind of
See
thing.
what's underneath it,
Okay,
and then
yeah,
it
yeah,
pops
yeah, that's a
open with your
really- yeah, I
AA.
hadn't
That would be pretty sick.
Thought about it.
So
Oh my
can
god,
I?
a camo
like
net,
that.
an
Have a
entire
scout? Unless
facility.
you have a scout plane.
Right.
Unless you have a scout plane with your
Scout
bomber.
plane can see through it.
Well,
Scout plane shouldn't
maybe.
be able to see through it. Scout plane should be able to detect on the radar that there's a triangle in the hexagon. Because what I would do is be an asshole,
Unless you
and
fly
I would
really
set.
fucking low.
Well, I would set bunkers with just or octagons with nothing in them with tarps on them, kind of
Decoys.
rubber tanks. You know, rubber tanks out in the field. Come bomb me! Oh no! And then they waste all their ordnance on bullshit. Fake decoy bunkers might be a thing, boys. Decoy bunkers
I also
might
love
be a
the
thing.
idea of like having a super important, facility producing super tanks or whatever, but then right next to it you just build like a sandbag message saying like fuck the wardens, and the warden bombers are like, sir, we're supposed to bomb that facility. I don't care, bomb those fucking sandbags.
Bomb the bags! Yeah, dude. Oh my god. That's awesome. So here's I would love to get my idea
I'd
out.
be totally down.
Go ahead.
Damn it.
No, go
What?
ahead. I
Go
just
ahead.
Put up
Here's
fake
the thing.
facilities. I love fake facilities.
Hold on, before we get there is one
Like
thing.
how they made a fake Paris.
Yes, dude. I would like, however, one thing in the game, and it's something that is actually pro Warden that actually makes me very mad in the game. I really think that there needs to be a debuff on barbed wire fences against cutlers. I think that is a bullshit mechanic. I do
I'm
not
actually not
like.
even familiar with what you're referring to.
So if you put a
Do they just
barbed wire
block?
fence, if you put a
Yeah, they
barbed wire
block.
fence in front of AI or anything, the cutler will get caught on the fence, and everything else, 30 mil, 40 mil, everything else goes through a fence.
Oh,
RPGs will
interesting. I
not.
didn't know that.
Except
So
RPG.
RPG
Yeah.
is the only thing that gets caught in it, and I think that's bullshit. That they can soak up to 16 rockets before
So the
they can
Lunaire
actually.
is better than.
So the Lunaire is. So this is the debate.
Here
Oh
we go.
God! Oh God! Don't
Okay,
bring
I
it.
wasn't actually trying to bring up that debate. I was just
So,
making a side joke.
I know, but
I've
point
been
of it
thinking
is.
about the debate myself. to
Well,
be
hold
honest
on.
with
The thing is about it.
Oh no.
The whole thing about it
Kid-
is, and I'm not. I really don't want to debate it. I just think that part of that debate is bullshit. I don't want to bring
Fair.
up the debate in it because everyone has an opinion, and it's fine to have
And
your opinion on
everyone
it.
is wrong.
Everyone is wrong, and that's what makes it balanced. Everyone's mad about the other side. That makes it balanced. You don't like to hear that? Cry me a river. But in all honesty, I do think that needs to be changed. Whether you give it a stronger, don't give it more fucking damage on the fucking RPG, God forbid. But make the actual fence take more damage per rocket. You know what I mean? Or I don't know how. how you would do it, but I really think fences should not stop that RPG. But other than that, I kind of want to wrap it up there. Legendary. I definitely want to hear your point about fake facilities.
Oh, I had
and
something to
then-
say about that.
Yeah, we're dropping that. We're not
Do it
doing
in 30
that.
seconds.
I can.
No, just
Okay,
don't.
6 seconds.
Legendary
I'll give it to Godly.
I can.
All right,
give
we're
up on
talking
that.
about Lanier and Cutler's.
Please.
Fucking rip the Band-Aid.
Hey, I'm gonna no. I'm gonna keep it very nice here. So like, the entire game is asymmetrical, right? Everything. Just because you don't have it on your side in one way, you have it in another way. So, let's say the Lunaire problem, right? The GAC is a mobile armored Lunaire. For us, Cutlers, we might not have the actual Cutler, but we have a mobile armored Cutler with the Gemini. It's just
Yeah,
that you
but
have
it's
to use
ugly.
it in different ways. It's the asymmetrical way of the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, but that takes effort, and you have to do things.
But yeah, it takes effort. Let's go.
Reddit is really
Coordination and strategy. I mean, you got to implement them into this game. That's how a lot of things are done on each side of the table. Wardens, I will give you the Wardens credit. Their strategies are fucking phenomenal. I think their strategies are better than ours. But ours too, like our big regiments, when they use their strategies, they get stuff done too. It is about combining different things to get things done. But the asymmetry is there. Wardens have a Lunaire, it's armored and mobile. We have a Cutler, it's armored and mobile. So I mean,
It's touche
that's
point.
that's what I really wanted to say about the debate there.
fair enough.
I think it's a
Also-
good point to end it on.
Any-
So let's wrap up.
Gentlemen,
Yeah, any
I-
closing?
I just it's actually where I was gonna go. If you guys have any closing thoughts, now's the time. If you guys don't, I actually do have a really cool one to end it on.
I have a very short one.
Go ahead.
Hashtag, please finally give the Wardens a faction-specific APC and faction-specific motorbike. It's been years. It's been like 4 to 5 years. Please, just I don't care what they are. Just give us something for those 2 vehicles. That's it.
I still think another point that I really like is all backline hexes, Calici, shit like that. Very backline. The decay zone on the very backs on like Calici and the very top. I forget the top hex. Base and Sinich. And those back hexes that don't connect to anything and don't border anything, the decay zone should be out of there so we can build farther back. It's not a big thing, but it's something I think would really help, especially when Airborne comes out. Even give a little bit more protection and build a little bit farther back, give a little bit more cushion. I think giving that area might be imperative in endgame. Just a small thing. But other than that, gentlemen, I really do enjoy these podcasts. I've been looking forward to this, and it hit exactly where I wanted
Yeah,
it
thanks
to.
for having me on, brother.
I really,
Thanks, Bert.
yeah, dude. Legendary, you're always on here. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's always a pleasure to have you on here.
Oh, it's good.
Um,
I'm just really glad that I saw a bear, got to see a bear. That's just the main positive.
I have actual
of this,
pictures of bears, the animal kind, in my computer somewhere.
what are you trying to call me, dude? What
yeah.
is that supposed to mean? I'm not a fucking
No, wait,
animal.
hold on.
Hey! No, no, it's been a real
thanks for
pleasure,
having me
guys.
on, especially leading up to Airborne, because like
Yeah. Hey,
the
shit.
hype is real.
I might ask you to do one
1 week
right
away,
after
boy.
I might ask you guys to hop on immediately after that release too. I am gonna do
Maybe
another
we could do
You'll have
podcast.
to wait
something-
for a month. I'll be playing Airborne. Thank
Yeah,
you.
fair.
Maybe we could do something like towards the end of Dev Branch after all the bugs have been worked out. After
Yeah.
the
I am
things
gonna
we've
be doing
working on
something.
things.
If you guys want to tune in,
I'll be busy recording.
yeah. If you guys want, I will be doing one right after Dev stream. I will be doing a review on that, and then other than that, guys, I want to thank you all for coming in today. I'm gonna end that there. I'm gonna keep streaming tonight. It's Friday night,
07 in the chat.
gentlemen. Thank you guys again, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.